Chapter 1745. Son of AB** teach these animals. Young Lakehurst. Looking at Night Sorrow's current state, she knew how much Night Sorrow had suffered. Night Sorrow, Ling Daoshu of the Celestial Sect informed by Qiu Yuan. When do you plan to attack? Everyone is ready, Lin Piaomiao said. No hurry, they can't run away. I plan to rest for a few days, Night Sorrow said. Everyone knew that Night Sorrow needed some time alone, so they all left. Night Sorrow talked with his wives for a while. Looking at the early evening lights in Ethereal City, Night Sorrow left the Night Moon Villa and went to the Twilight Tea House. Chun Chun, who had received the report from his servant, went to Night Sorrow and gave him a hug. He patted Night Sorrow's shoulder heavily and did not say anything. Yi Shang entered the moon admiring pavilion alone. He wanted to feel the calm moon. After making a pot of tea, Night Sorrow found that everything was still for a moment. Then a middle-aged man appeared in the room. The middle-aged man was wearing a loose robe and had a smile on his face. He still had short hair. Tran Hung. Tran Hung, the author of the Celestial Demon List. Brother Chun, you're here. Please take a seat. Night Sorrow stood up and invited Tran Hung to sit down. I know you're back, so I came to see you. After a few years of training, you've become stronger. A strong heart is really strong. With an invincible heart, you can be invincible in the world. Tran Hung sat opposite Night Sorrow. Thank you, Brother Tran Hung. I'm lucky that I didn't die. Night Sorrow muttered. The human patriarchs in the Tianhuang city are a mix of good and bad. You were exiled because of some people's selfishness, Tran Hung said after taking a sip of tea. If you know that being banished is wrong, you can at least bring me back, right? Just leave him outside and let him perish on his own? Yi Shang was angry. That was the order of the mayor of Tianhuang City. Don't think that he was trying to harm you. The mayor of Tianhuang City has a unique skill, the Great Prophecy spell, which can predict a person's fate. He must have thought that you would encounter difficulties but not die, so he made this decision. This is a training for you. You must have learned a lot, right? Tran Hung looked at Night Sorrow and said, Fortunately, there are some gains. Night Sorrow said after being stunned for a moment. There were some things that he didn't know, but he understood that Great Prophecy was definitely a heaven-defying skill. Haha, some gains? Your body of virtue has made you an unprecedented virtuous emperor. Is the inheritance of the peerless sword emperor not precious? Also keep the human emperor's seal well. Emperor Chen said to Yi Shang. Senior knows about this? Night Sorrow looked at Tran Hung in surprise. I told you not to call me senior, just call me Brother Chen. I know some things. You don't have to worry about it. Once the virtuous emperor is in your hands, it is yours. No one can take it away from you because you are the virtuous emperor. That is the power of the virtuous emperor. Tran Hung corrected Night Sorrow. Okay, Night Sorrow understands. Night Sorrow nodded. Tran Hung looked at Night Sorrow and asked, I came to find you for another matter. Mo Tianji's body is in your hands. This must be handled properly. What do you plan to do? Night Sorrow said. Brother, you are omniscient. I didn't have to rush back and continued to find a place to cultivate. In Mount Tianhuang, I could just throw my spatial treasure into the ground and continue to hide. I risked my life to come back, but I was worried that Mo Tianji's body would be sensed by Mo Tianji and snatched back. I understand. I just don't trust you to handle this body. Tran Hung nodded at Night Sorrow. Then, do you have any good ideas? Night Sorrow looked at Tran Hung and asked. Yes, I can help you destroy it. Or you can find a place where they can't find or snatch it back. There are more benefits in hiding. We know in our hearts that we won't give it to them no matter what, but they don't know, so they will be restrained. With this in hand, you will have the confidence to trick people as you wish. Tran Hung said. That works. Night Sorrow smiled. It's not the first time you've tricked people. If you want to negotiate, you can ask them to give you a greeting gift. Of course, you won't be satisfied with any greeting gift, right? Then let's not talk. Tran Hung said what Night Sorrow didn't dare to think. That's true. Before you came, I planned to send Mo Tianji's body to the 9 regions world to be suppressed. I was mainly worried that there might be some kind of backup plan in this body. I don't want her to suddenly come back to life and turn my world upside down. Knight Sorrow expressed his concerns because of Guizu's precedent. Take it out. Brother will help you seal it. Tran Hung nodded at Knight Sorrow. Knight Sorrow brought Mo Tianji's body out of the 8-dragon cauldron. Mo Tianji looked like she was asleep. Her long white hair covered the ground. Tran Hung put his hands together and his fingers shook. A void array was formed. As he pressed his hands down, the void array merged into Mo Tianji's body. It's done. She doesn't have a soul in her body. Brother has placed a seal so other souls can't get close to her and won't occupy her body. In fact, she's afraid of death now. It won't be long before she comes to negotiate. Tran Hung said after placing a seal on her body. She's afraid? Knight Sorrow asked after putting Mo Tianji's body into the 8-dragon cauldron. Of course she's afraid. She's more afraid than being destroyed. There are some things you don't understand. Also, don't hate the human race's sect elders. Good and bad things happen everywhere. You're a human. You can't change your outlook on life because of some people's wrongdoings. Tran Hung said. Brother, don't worry. I'm a human. I'll naturally work for the human race. Knight Sorrow nodded. Tran Hung smiled at Knight Sorrow and left. Everything in the Twilight Tea House returned to normal. After drinking a cup of tea, Knight Sorrow returned to the Night Moon Villa and found Lin Xian. Knight Sorrow told Lin Xian, that Tran Hung came to see him. Tran Hung is the author of the Celestial Demon List. His abilities are monstrous. It's not surprising that he knows some things. Lin Xian said. Tran Hung said that Mo Tianji is afraid? I can't destroy this body. Why does he say that she's more afraid than being destroyed? Knight Sorrow asked, puzzled. Her body has Taoist rhymes. It's difficult to be injured by swords and blades. However, it's not difficult for an emperor to destroy it. What's more terrifying than being destroyed is that she's afraid of being desecrated. She's a woman. If you're a despicable person and find a male beast to desecrate her, her Taoist heart will be destroyed. She'll completely sink into depravity in the future. Don't you think she's afraid? This might be the reason why the Demon Wing clan sent so many people to stop you from coming back. Lin Xianer said. Damn. That's a little despicable. I won't do that. Knight Sorrow was stunned for a moment before saying. You won't do it, but she's afraid. This is a war between races. They'll do anything. Lin Xianer said. It seems that I'm still the center of this conflict. My cultivation isn't enough. Knight Sorrow could imagine what he would face in the future. Chapter 1746. The City Lord's order from the Great Elder was a signal, a trend. Because 7th Elder Lu Qi intended to give up his position as Elder of the Law Enforcement Clan, someone had to replace him. Originally, the replacement was to be chosen from the human clan elders, but Lu Qi had been supporting Lin Piamiao recently. Everyone knew that it was just Lu Qi's personal opinion. Now that the City Lord had given the order, it meant that he approved of Lu Qi's arrangement and Lin Piamiao's ability. In addition, the fact that the Great Demon King was following the Great Elder meant that the Great Demon King and the City Lord both intended for the Great Demon King to become the future Great Elder of the Great Demon King. Of course, this would take time, and it was something that had been arranged in advance. Grand Elder, what did the City Lord say about Knight Sorrow? Emperor Tang asked. He makes his own decisions. He can do whatever he wants. It's the same in Tianhuang City, the Grand Elder said. He's hostile to us now. Are we not going to do anything when he comes to Tianhuang City and sets it on fire? Li Zongyuan was angry. If he sets it on fire, someone will put it out. We won't watch it burn. Without waiting for the Great Elder to speak, Lu Qi expressed his opinion. The City Lord's arrangement was very much to his liking. He knew Yishang's character very well. Although he was somewhat unruly, he did things with principles. Then I'll have to trouble you, Elder 7. Go to the Misty Dynasty and tell Elder Lin about this. You can also meet that bastard. The other party wants to negotiate. Let's see how he responds. The Great Elder said to Lu Qi. Grand Elder, don't worry. Lu Qi will do it well. Lu Qi nodded. Pu Luo, don't leave Tianhuang City for the time being. There are a lot of things to do. The Grand Elder looked at a young man in a plain white robe. The young man was called Puluo. He was a genius, a 1,000-year-old heavenly lord, and an emperor at 3,000 years old. He was now a law enforcement clan elder, but he usually didn't care about Tianhuang City's affairs. Puluo was very bright. He had a harmless smile on his face, but no one dared to look down on him. He had no weapons, only a pair of iron fists. Last time, when the Black Dragons attacked, Lu Qi blocked the Black Dragon King. The Black Dragon's elder was stopped by his pair of iron fists. After that, the meeting was adjourned. The crucial issue was settled with the 2 orders from the city lord that the Grand Elder conveyed. The Grand Elder and Lu Qi left, but some of the elders were still sitting and chatting. Emperor Tang is still fine with Commander Lin. As long as you don't provoke her. She's still a very peaceful person. However, that great demon king has become a sect elder of the human race, and is following the Grand Elder. He's going to be a nightmare for many people, Qin Qianjie said. That's a good thing. Some people need to be cautious when doing things. At the very least, they shouldn't cause trouble for others, Emperor Tang said with a smile. The main problem is that little bastard. Now that there's no restriction, he won't set things on fire, but he won't stop. Qin Qianjie was talking about Night Sorrow. Little Bastard was Night Sorrow's code name in Tianhuang City. No one said anything because Night Sorrow was scolding the old bastards. He was scolding the elders of the human race. No one could escape from his scolding. Qin Qianjie's words were a sore point for everyone. The human race elders present were all highly respected in their respective fields. None of them dared to call Qin Qianjie an old bastard. However, Yishang had called him an old bastard more than once. Night Sorrow returned to the 9-domain world, and placed Mo Tianji's body at the bottom of the sky-ceiling Great Hall. He let the 9-domain origin use the world origin chi to suppress it. INC positive N version 1N premiere. After that, Night Sorrow returned to the Night Moon Villa. His wife and parents were at the Night Moon Villa. There was no point for him to stay in the 9-domain world. Sikong Chuyu and the others held a family banquet to celebrate Night Sorrow's return. After the banquet, Night Sorrow entered the Clear Sky Pagoda to recover from his injuries. The Demon Wing Emperor had injured him, and injected his chi into his body. He wanted to refine it. In the Clear Sky Pagoda, Night Sorrow began to recover. While Night Sorrow was recovering, Lu Qi went to the Misty Dynasty. He met Lin Piaomiao in the City Lord's mansion, and told her about the decision of the City Lord. 5 days later, Elder 7 took a day to come. Night Sorrow is in seclusion to recover. I will call him out in 3 days. He can come to the desolate city in time. Lin Piaomiao thought for a moment and said, it took a day to get from the Misty Dynasty to the desolate city. All right. Piaomiao, you should persuade him. If people scold him, so be it. Some elders have lived for so long and have spent their lives fighting for the human race. They don't deserve to be scolded. Lu Qi said to Lin Piaomiao. He knew that the relationship between Lin Piaomiao and Night Sorrow was not ordinary. Lin Piaomiao nodded. She naturally understood. Many elders of the human race had sacrificed a lot for the stability of the human race. They had even hovered between life and death many times. Lin Piaomiao arranged for Lu Qi to stay in a VIP building in the Misty Dynasty Imperial City to wait for Night Sorrow to come out. With the time acceleration, it took 3 days in the real world but 5 months in the time acceleration. Night Sorrow used the power of merit to remove the foreign energy in his body. While Night Sorrow was studying the horn of the Demon Wing clan, Lin Piaomiao went to the 9 Regions World's Heaven Sealing Hall to see Night Sorrow's clone. She told him about Lu Qi's visit and his purpose. Sister Xianair, when you are outside the Clear Sky Pagoda, I will know when you shake it. I didn't expect the Demon Wing clan to be so restless. Let's first ask for a greeting gift and show some sincerity. Night Sorrow smiled. He didn't expect Tran Hung to be so accurate. The Demon Wing clan really came to negotiate. After informing Night Sorrow, Lin Piaomiao returned to the Night Moon Villa. When she returned, Night Sorrow had already come out of seclusion, and had almost recovered. Yishang's avatar came out of seclusion. His original body continued to cultivate while his avatar brought some battle resources, the 9 regions origin beads, and the human emperor's seal that were originally in his original body's spirit sea. He went to the VIP tower of the ethereal empire. Night Sorrow greets Elder. Night Sorrow saluted Lu Qi. Haha. I was worried that after you came, you would call me an old bastard. Then I would be embarrassed, Lu Qi said with a smile. How can that be? That is, when you are angry and have no motivation to complain to encourage yourself. Night Sorrow didn't know how to respond to Lu Qi's words. You were wrongly accused and exiled. As the elder in charge of discipline, I have an unshirkable responsibility. How about I treat you to a drink some other day? Lu Qi said. Elder, please don't say that. You make Night Sorrow blush with shame. Night Sorrow was indeed a little embarrassed because Lu Qi was very generous and had the demeanor of an elder. I believe Piao Miao has already told you my intentions. In the future, you can make decisions for your own matters. However, you are still young. If you don't trust others, you should discuss it with Piao Miao. Lu Qi looked at Lin Piao Miao. He knew that Night Sorrow believed Lin Piao Miao's words. I understand. Night Sorrow also looked at Lin Piao Miao. What a sensible little guy. If anyone in Tianhuang City calls you a little bastard in the future, I will be angry with them. Lu Qi was indeed very happy. He had been worried that Night Sorrow wouldn't be easy to communicate with. After chatting for a while, the three of them set off for Tianhuang City. Lu Qi told Night Sorrow about the city lord's orders. Isn't the city lord afraid that I will burn down by Zhong Yuan's residence? Night Sorrow asked. If you want to burn it, then so be it. The Elder Council is already prepared to put out the fire. Lu Qi didn't refute Night Sorrow's words. This made Night Sorrow a little surprised. After expanding Tianhuang City, Lu Qi found a courtyard for Night Sorrow to live in. Tomorrow, Mo Lu from the Demon Wing clan will be here. Don't worry, just do what needs to be done. Lu Qi reminded Night Sorrow before leaving. Sister Xianair, come find me tomorrow and negotiate with me. I am not their opponent. Night Sorrow said to Lin Piao Miao, who was also about to leave. Chapter 1747. Hearing Yishang's words, Lu Qi, who had taken a few steps, stopped and turned to look at Yishang. You're also afraid of being beaten up? Of course I am. Why wouldn't I be afraid? Those who come to negotiate are all experts. If I don't agree with them, they'll beat me to death. Night Sorrow glanced at Lu Qi and said, Don't worry, I'll be with you tomorrow. Don't worry and speak boldly. If they dare to beat you, well, I'll beat them to death first. Lu Qi nodded to Night Sorrow and left. Lin Piao Miao looked at Night Sorrow and smiled. At this moment, Night Sorrow was the happy Night Sorrow. Looking around the small courtyard, Night Sorrow felt that it was not bad. It was much better than the dungeon. It was very simple. After resting for a night, Night Sorrow strolled around the heavenly desolate city. When the city's patrol saw Night Sorrow, they would make way for him, and even take a detour. As for Night Sorrow's arrangement, the Grand Elder had officially informed the heavenly desolate city. Therefore, all the members of the heavenly desolate city knew about it. In addition, in the hearts of the members of the heavenly desolate city, Night Sorrow was a mad dog. He was the first person to call the human clan's patriarch old bastards. If they provoked Night Sorrow and were bitten by Night Sorrow, they would have no way to redress their grievances. While Night Sorrow was puzzled, Lu Qi and Lin Piao Miao arrived. They were followed by Pu Luo, who was very sunny. Night Sorrow, this is Patriarch Pu Luo. Lin Piao Miao introduced Pu Luo to Night Sorrow. Night Sorrow looked at Pu Luo. Don't look at me like that. It scares me. You were exiled. When something happened to you, I was sleeping at home. I'm not the old bastard you're talking about. Pu Luo explained when he saw Yishang's expression. Master Pu Luo, you're thinking too much. Night Sorrow was rude before. Night Sorrow held Pu Luo and cupped his hands. Don't call me master. I don't dare to act like a big shot in front of the Merit Emperor. Just call me Pu Luo. Pu Luo said with a smile. Patriarch Pu Luo. He's usually not in the heavenly desolate city. He only comes when there's a battle. This time he's accompanying you to negotiate. Lu Qi said. Many thanks to the two elders. The other party didn't come, right? Yishang understood that Pu Luo and Lu Qi had come to cheer him on. What? Let's go. Lu. They arrived at the gate of the heavenly wasteland city. Why are you picking him up? You're too polite to him. Night Sorrow didn't plan to do that. Night Sorrow, I'm the Grand Elder of the Devil Wing Clan, Mo. I have something to discuss with you. Will you let me into the city first? Mo shouted at Night Sorrow, who was standing on top of the city gate. If you want to talk, sure. You have to bring a gift when you visit. If you don't meet me, it means that you're not sincere. If you're not sincere, I won't talk with you. Also, I'm busy. I need to refine pills and refine tools to earn some cultivation resources. My life isn't good. Night Sorrow shouted at Mo. Mo was stunned. Lu Qi and Pu Luo were also surprised. They hadn't even talked yet, but Yi Shiwen was already asking for resources. So you didn't bring a gift. Let's talk next time. Sect Elder Qi, Sect Elder Pu Luo, Night Sorrow thanks you two for your care. Let's go back. Night Sorrow will treat you two to tea. Seeing that Mo Lu didn't say anything, Night Sorrow changed the topic. He wanted to put some pressure on Mo Lu. Then tell me, what kind of gift do you want? Mo Lu was furious, but for Mo Tianji's body, he had to accept it. The gift is sincerity. It's not good to say it out loud. You have to see what kind of sincerity you can bring. Night Sorrow flew down the city gate tower after saying that. After Night Sorrow left, Lu Qi and Pu Luo looked at each other and followed Lin Piaomiao down the city gate tower. They went to Night Sorrow's side. Night Sorrow, are we just going to leave him there? Pu Luo looked at Night Sorrow and asked. Ignore him. If he doesn't show some sincerity, what am I going to talk to him about? Night Sorrow said. Lu Qi and Pu Luo didn't say anything. Night Sorrow was a scammer. If the Demon Wing clan wanted to talk, they had to spend resources to buy the right to talk. Mo Lu looked at the empty city gate tower, flicked his sleeves, and left. If Night Sorrow didn't want to talk, there was nothing he could do. The four of them were going to Night Sorrow's yard for tea. But someone came to find Lu Qi, so Lu Qi left first. When they were not far from the yard, Night Sorrow, Pu Luo, and Lin Piaomiao met Li Zongyuan, and two men in green. Li Zongyuan stood in front of Night Sorrow and looked at Night Sorrow. Have you seen the big elder of the Demon Wing clan? Have you eaten too much? You stopped me last time, and now you're stopping me again? Night Sorrow frowned. He didn't like Li Zongyuan, but he didn't get angry because Tran Hung and Lu Qi had told him that most of the human clan's elders had contributed to the human clan, and were worthy of respect. I'm worried that you're a traitor, Li Zongyuan said. Elderly, please remember the city lord's arrangement. Lin Piaomiao's face turned ugly, and her pretty face was frosty. I'm worried that he will exchange the human emperor's seal, and the city lord will be deceived by him. But I can't just ignore it, Li Zongyuan said. You? Who do you think you are? Night Sorrow couldn't hold back his anger, because Li Zongyuan was too infuriating. Who are you? How dare you speak so rudely? I'm giving you face, one of the men in green said. This man was called Feng, and he was Li Zongyuan's disciple. Do I need you to give me face? Go away. Night Sorrow glared at Feng. He couldn't stand people who were eager to flatter him. You don't respect the elder. You don't want face. Naturally, others won't give you face, Feng said sternly. I don't like to talk to you, and you're still so enthusiastic. Go away. This has nothing to do with you. Night Sorrow's anger rose. Go away. This has nothing to do with you, Pu Luo said. He couldn't stand it anymore because this guy was a dog threatening to bully others. Elder, he's too rude and uneducated. Feng bowed to Pu Luo. Who's uneducated? Who are you to speak here? Lin Piaomiao was angry. Night Sorrow was someone she valued, but Feng called him uneducated. How could she accept it? While Lin Piaomiao was talking, Night Sorrow took 2 steps forward and stood in front of Feng. You said I'm uneducated? Yes. Feng straightened his body and glared at Night Sorrow. I'm too lazy to scold you. For people like you, I have to knock out all your teeth. As Night Sorrow spoke, his domain suddenly erupted and pressed out. Then, he grabbed the golden human emperor's seal in his hand. At this moment, other than the part that Night Sorrow grabbed, the human emperor's seal was like a big brick. Night Sorrow took a step back and dodged Li Zongyuan. Then, he swung his right hand and the golden human emperor's seal hit the back of Feng's head like a brick. He fainted. Feng's head was filled with stars and his body fell forward. At this moment, Night Sorrow threw the human emperor's seal to his left hand. After his left hand caught it, he wrapped it around Feng's face, especially his mouth. Chapter 1748. Blood splattered all over the place. Night Sorrow had flattened Maple's face and knocked out all his teeth. And $3 original H starter. Maple was still in a daze as he fell to the ground. His head was filled with stars. Night Sorrow raised the human emperor's seal and kicked him. You want to talk to me about manners? I'll teach you a lesson first. Cheap mouth. I'll pull out all your teeth. Dog. After a while, Maple's body went limp. Many of his bones were broken by Night Sorrow's kicks. However, Puluo held on to Night Sorrow. If he continued to beat him, Maple's bones would all be broken. CKU. You think you don't have a temper just because you're the Merit Emperor? Night Sorrow bent down and hit Maple's face with the brick again. Then he kept the human emperor's seal and clapped his hands. Elderly, what did you say just now? I didn't hear it clearly. Let's talk again. Li Zongyuan's face turned green as he looked at Maple, who was no longer human. He pointed at Night Sorrow and was speechless. Fight. Lin Piaomiao stood between him and Night Sorrow. Puluo also rolled up his sleeves. Li Zongyuan was sure that he wouldn't be able to gain anything by fighting. Yu Shui, take your senior brother away. Li Zongyuan said angrily to the other man in green. Remember this. I'm not done with you. Yu Shui looked at Night Sorrow with murderous intent. What a domineering name. Rain shoes, water shoes would be better. You want to bite me? If you dare to say another word, you'll end up like that dog. I can play with you slowly. Night Sorrow stared at Rain Shoes. The human emperor's seal was in his hand again. Let's go. Li Zongyuan didn't want to stay any longer. His old face was on the ground. Seeing Li Zongyuan leave with his men, Night Sorrow kept the human emperor's seal and looked at Lin Piaomiao. Sister Xian, was I too rude just now? No, it's good. That bastard needs to be taught a lesson. Lin Piaomiao smiled. That's right. I also think it's very good. Just do what you need to do. Blindly enduring will only give others something to brag about. Your 2 moves just now were simply too satisfying. I've decided that when I go back, I'll refine a brick just like yours. In the future, I'll use it to slap faces. Puluo was very interested in the brick in Yi Shang's hand. Haha, Elder Puluo is also a kindred spirit. Yi Shang said with a smile. Slap. Puluo shook his head, searching for the feeling when Yi Shang hit his face with the brick just now. Elder Puli, you're being led astray by Yi Shang, Lin Piaomiao said with a smile. I'm not being a bad influence. In fact, I'm that kind of person too. Some people can't be spoiled. Night Sorrow, that's Yu Shui you said. He wanted to kill you. Puluo said. I've found out where he lives. I'll go find him tonight. After cultivating the body of merit, I'll be able to sense who has ill intentions towards me. I'll teach him a lesson. Night Sorrow said. I'm not going to drink tea with you. I'll go back and make a divine weapon. I'll go with you tonight. If that Li Zongyuan is shameless, I'll slap him in the face. Puluo waved his hand at Night Sorrow and left hurriedly to make his favorite divine weapon, the brick. Sister Xian, what's up with Elder Puluo? Night Sorrow was puzzled. He's a genius of his generation. 600 years of heavenly monarch and 3,000 years of emperor. He's carefree. Do you know why he's not in Tianhuang City? He said that he doesn't want to see those old faces. He also doesn't want to put on airs as a law enforcement elder. Lin Piaomiao said. This person is interesting. Tianhuang City is fine. If there's someone shameless, I'll slap him in the face. Tonight, I'll slap that rain shoe. Night Sorrow said. I'll keep a lookout. If Elder Puluo goes, Li Zongyuan will deal with him. If he doesn't, Sister Xian will do it for you. Lin Piaomiao said with a smile. Then it's settled. Night Sorrow nodded. Okay, let's go together. Lin Piaomiao was very happy. She was most worried that this unfair incident would affect Night Sorrow's state of mind and character. Now, it seemed that there was no problem with Night Sorrow. Lin Piaomiao, what are you doing? A man in black with a golden crown entered Night Sorrow's courtyard. Great Demon King, why are you here? Lin Piao looked at the man in black and asked. I'm here to play. I heard that Night Sorrow smashed someone's face, so I came to take a look. The man in black found a seat and sat down. He was the famous Great Demon King, discipline of the celestial realm. Sister Xian, is it so rare to smash someone's face? Night Sorrow looked at Lin Piao and asked. It is rare. No one has done it before and no one dares to do it. Lin Piao nodded. What do you mean no one dares to do it? I just didn't think that it could be done. I can try it in the future. If you're shameless, I won't give you any face. Great Demon King looked at Lin Piao and said. Tianhuang City is too oppressive. There's no excitement. If we need excitement, let's start with smashing faces. Night Sorrow took out a jar of wine and poured it for Great Demon King and Lin Piao. Great Demon King, Night Sorrow has just arrived in Tianhuang City. Some of the elders are against him. So when he needs help, you can't just watch. You have to help him. Lin Piao looked at Discipline of Discipline and said. That's easy. Night Sorrow, I've seen your battle in the crystal ball. It's very moving. If you want to bully Emperor and Emperor, I'll go with you. If it's Emperor, then forget it. I can't afford to lose that face. Great Demon King looked at Night Sorrow and said. That'll do. Lin Piao nodded. That's nothing. What's with that group of people now? You can't do it and you can't bear to see others do it. All you do is blabber. It's annoying. Discipline of Demon King took the wine bowl and drank it. After drinking a jar of wine, Great Demon King didn't leave. Great Demon King, what's up with you? Don't you have anything to do? Lin Piao asked. I knew you were going to chase them away. I heard it when I came. You guys are planning to do something bad. I'm more interested in that. Discipline of Demon King said. Lin Piao didn't say anything. Obviously, she couldn't chase Discipline of Demon King away now. At this time, Pu Luo came to Night Sorrow's courtyard with a golden brick in his hand. Night Sorrow, I have to say this thing feels pretty good. After speaking, Pu Luo grabbed the brick with his right hand and slapped it on the back of his head. Then he slapped his face from bottom to top. Elder Pu Luo, what's that? Discipline of Demon King looked at the golden brick in Pu Luo's hand and asked. It's a face-slapping artifact. What does it have to do with you? Pu Luo grabbed the golden brick with his right hand and put it into his storage ring. The three of you are definitely up to no good. How can I not punish you? Pu Luo, we've fought side by side. Can you help me get one? As a reward, we'll go slap whoever's face you want us to slap. The one who retreats is not a man. Discipline of Demon King said. Night Sorrow, why don't we bring him along? Pu Luo looked at Night Sorrow and asked. He didn't have much contact with Discipline of Demon King, but they had fought together against the Demon Wing clan. They were still friends. Chapter 1749. So bold. Take it with you. But let's make this clear first. If things get out of hand, you'll have to clean up your own mess, said Night Sorrow. What's the big deal? You're the virtuous emperor. You won't do anything immoral, said the Great Demon King. Why can't I do anything immoral? It depends on who you're doing it to. Night Sorrow corrected the Great Demon King. Pu Luo, you're the Emperor Blacksmith. Hurry up. I want the one you just took. The Great Demon King began to urge Pu Luo. Pu Luo smiled. He waved his right hand and threw out a spatial treasure. Then he disappeared. He entered the spatial treasure and accelerated the refinement process. In just a moment, Pu Luo came out with a big golden brick in his hand. So fast. Elder Pu Luo, are you kidding me? The Great Demon King was suspicious. This thing only needs hardness. It doesn't need anything else. It just needs to be harder than a person's head. Pu Luo threw the brick to the disciplined Great Demon King. They drank a pot of tea. When night fell, Night Sorrow set off. Pu Luo, the Great Demon King, and Lin Piao followed behind Night Sorrow. Night Sorrow touched Rainshu's courtyard. Then he released his domain. He wasn't here to fight. He was here to suppress Rainshu. Therefore, he didn't want to give him a chance to struggle or fight. Rainshu was a 5-star sovereign emperor, but he wasn't afraid. He wanted to give it a try. The The virtuous emperor's level 4 domain enveloped Rainshu's courtyard. Rainshu wasn't prepared at all. This was Tianhuang City. There would be an enemy invasion, and there would be a battle alarm. Moreover, he was taking care of Maple. Therefore, Night Sorrow's domain suppressed him. Yi Shan released his domain, and sent out his soul-extinguishing /_x genuine LQ song. Hair 1 Rainshu's first reaction was to defend when he saw Night Sorrow and the two purple crescent blades slashing towards him. Night Sorrow's shadow body was activated as Rainshu's unleashed his soul power. Kanyang then used the void step and appeared behind Rainshu's. The golden human emperor's seal was aimed at the back of Rainshu's head. F***ck. Rainshu's wanted to curse, but he only managed to utter 2 words before his head was filled with stars. That was because the shining human emperor's seal in Night Sorrow's hand was firmly placed on the back of his head. When Rainshu's leaned forward, Night Sorrow spun his body and the human emperor's seal covered Rainshu's face from bottom to top. Blood, flesh, and teeth flew everywhere. A large seal flattened Rainshu's face. You lie down too. Night Sorrow swung his hand again, shattering Maple's bones. He hadn't recovered yet, and his face was full of shock. You wanted to kill me, so I didn't hit you unjustly. Night Sorrow bent down and smacked him twice, knocking him out completely. Shall we kill Li Zongyuan? Disciplined Demon King asked Pu Luo. Let's do it. We'll split the loot equally. Pu Luo nodded because they saw Night Sorrow taking Rainshu's and Maple's storage ring. After speaking, Pu Luo and Great Demon King disappeared in a flash. They went to another courtyard, which was Li Zongyuan's territory. Night Sorrow tidied up a bit and walked out of Rainshu's courtyard. Sister Xian Er, I thought we would have to fight a tough battle, but they weren't vigilant at all and were knocked down just like that. Without vigilance, they are trash who have never experienced a life-and-death battle. They have high cultivation but low ability, Lin Xianer said while looking at the courtyard. Where are the other 2? Night Sorrow asked. Those 2 daring and reckless people probably went to cause trouble, Lin Xianer said. Other than Pu Luo and the Great Demon King, no one else had the idea of slapping a brick on the heads of the human race's patriarchs and emperor-level cultivators. In just a moment, Pu Luo and Great Demon King came back. Great Demon King was holding a piece of armor in his hand. Go back quickly and erase the imprint. That old thing is going to wake up soon. Great Demon King shouted, and then disappeared in a flash. Pu Luo flashed and chased after him. What's going on? That's Li Zongyuan's armor. They took it off. Lin Piaomiao was puzzled. She thought there would be a big battle. After all, Li Zongyuan was an emperor. When Night Sorrow and Lin Piaomiao returned to the courtyard, Great Demon King and Pu Luo were refining things. One was refining the armor, the other was refining the storage ring. Done. Great Demon King and Pu Luo opened their eyes one after the other. At this moment, a shocking roar came from afar. It's too late to wake up now. Pu Luo, hurry up and see if there's anything good. Return the broken storage ring to him later. Great Demon King said to Pu Luo. Then, Pu Luo threw things into the courtyard. They were all found in the storage ring. There's a lot of Holy Spirit stones and materials. You 3 divide them. I only want this armor. Great Demon King waved his arm, and divided the resources on the ground into 3 piles. We can't take this. Night Sorrow shook his head. Hurry up and take it. You don't have to be the scapegoat. Hurry up, he's coming. Pu Luo took his share, and then urged Night Sorrow and Datura. Night Sorrow and Datura looked at each other, and then took it. Great Demon King took out a jar of wine and poured 4 bowls. Divided the loot. Let's wait for the troublemaker to come. At this moment, the door of the courtyard was kicked open. Li Zongyuan came in with disheveled hair. He looked miserable. There was a big bump on the back of his head. There was a big red and shiny bump on his forehead. There were no teeth in his mouth. Pu Luo, Great Demon King, are you crazy? Hurry up and give me my storage ring and armor. Li Zongyuan's mouth was leaking air, so it was hard for him to speak. This broken ring is for you. Pu Luo threw the empty storage ring to Li Zongyuan. Armor. Li Zongyuan looked at Great Demon King. What armor? Li Zongyuan, are you thinking too much? I don't know. Great Demon King took the armor and put it on. I'll go find the Grand Elder and ask for an explanation. Li Zongyuan pointed at Great Demon King and turned to leave. You don't even know that your storage ring has lost its mark. You just left like that? Great Demon King muttered as he watched Li Zongyuan leave. Just as Great Demon King finished speaking, a roar came again. Night Sorrow, I'll kill you. What does this have to do with me? Yi Xiu opened and closed his mouth twice before saying this. He thought that Great Demon King and Pu Luo were the ones who asked for help. Lin Xianair said. It doesn't matter. His teeth are gone. How can he bite me? But I'm very puzzled. I didn't hear any fighting just now. How did you succeed? Night Sorrow asked. We went. Pu Luo said he had something to discuss. Li Zongyuan got up to make tea. Pu Luo hugged him, and I gave him a hard blow from behind. But the blow on his forehead and the teeth in his mouth were all done by Pu Luo. Great Demon King said as he waved the brick. Chapter 1750. In the small space, the Grand Elder's face turned blue when he heard Li Zongyuan's angry complaint. This had never happened before. Okay, you go back first. I'll ask them later. The Grand Elder waved his hand at Li Zongyuan. Grand Elder, Night Sorrow is the one behind all this. Li Zongyuan emphasized again before leaving. After Li Zongyuan left, the Grand Elder thought for a while and smiled. He felt that Night Sorrow was a capable person. Pu Luo was not someone who would easily communicate with others. There were not many human elders who could talk to him. The reason why he could get along with Night Sorrow was because of Night Sorrow's charisma. The Great Demon King was the same. He was a person who would fight whenever there was a disagreement. Therefore, he also got along with Night Sorrow. After closing his eyes and meditating for a while, the Grand Elder left and walked towards Night Sorrow's courtyard. Night Sorrow, pack up quickly. The Grand Elder is here. Pu Luo shouted at Night Sorrow because Night Sorrow was sorting out the maple leaves, rain shoes, and the resources that had just been distributed. As soon as Night Sorrow put them away, the Grand Elder walked in with the coiling dragon spear. What a great harvest! Grand Elder, nice to meet you. Night Sorrow stood up and saluted. Pu Luo, the Great Demon King, and Lin Piaomiao also stood up and saluted. It's good that you guys are together. It's very harmonious. This is what our Tianhuang city needs. The Grand Elder sat down and said, Grand Elder, did someone complain to you? Pu Luo looked at the Grand Elder and asked. So be it. Are you guys afraid? Besides, Enforcer Elderly said that Yishan was exiled, so there must be a reason for him to be exiled. So there must be a reason why he was robbed. He didn't rob anyone else, right? Said the Great Elder with a smile. The Grand Elder knows right from wrong. Pu Luo exhaled. However, all of you should take it easy. One Night Sorrow is enough to give me a headache, and all of you still want to blindly kick up a fuss? Night Sorrow did a good job. Next time, if you want to rob someone, let me know first. I won't stop you, but you should be prepared. It's a sin to lose your teeth at such an old age. The Grand Elder glared at Pu Luo. He shook his head at Night Sorrow and left. That's it. Great Demon King looked at Night Sorrow and Pu Luo in surprise, then looked at Lin Piaomiao. It's done. I guess the Grand Elder didn't punish us for Night Sorrow's sake. Pu Luo nodded. Night Sorrow, if you want to teach someone a lesson, just call us. Pu Luo, you won't leave the Heavenly Wasteland City anytime soon, right? I can't leave either, the Great Demon King said. After a while, Pu Luo and Great Demon King left, leaving only Night Sorrow and Lin Piaomiao. I'll go tidy up a room. Lin Xianair's face was a little red. Sister Xianair, you're staying here? Night Sorrow was stunned. Nonsense. If I don't stay here, what if Li Zongyuan comes to take revenge on you? Lin Piaomiao glanced at Night Sorrow. Night Sorrow smiled. He knew that Lin Piaomiao was doing this for his own good. You're too daring. However, it's very satisfying. Some people have to be dealt with. Do you have a plan for the negotiation? After tidying up the room, Lin Piaomiao looked at Night Sorrow and asked. Not much. It's just a meeting gift. No matter how much resources you give, I won't give you Emo Tianji's body either, Night Sorrow said. I didn't know that you were so evil. Lin Piaomiao said to Night Sorrow with a smile. Night Sorrow also smiled. Actually, he didn't think of himself as a good person. He had killed many people over the years. However, he had a clear conscience. They were all people who deserved to be killed. In the middle of the courtyard was the hall. Night Sorrow was in the room on the right. He placed a praying mat and sat quietly. Lin Xianair placed a reclining chair in the room on the left and rested on it. After meditating for a while, Night Sorrow woke up. Because the night in Tianhuang City was very cold, and the surroundings were filled with nirvana tide, the temperature was a little low. After thinking for a while, Night Sorrow took a blanket from the room and gently walked over, covering Lin Xianair who was lying on the reclining chair. "You're awake?" Lin Piaomiao opened her eyes. More $1 new G most unspecified currency fast plus /. I didn't sleep. I'm tidying up what I've learned in the past. Night Sorrow nodded. You have a lot of room for improvement now. I can't. When my original body cultivates, sometimes I won't have any gains for a long time, let alone my doppelgangers. Doppelgangers sleep when they need to, Lin Piaomiao said. Maybe it's because I haven't cultivated for long and there are too many things that I need to tidy up. So even with 3 doppelgangers I don't have enough time, Night Sorrow said. You're at the stage where you're building your foundation. It's also the stage where you have the most inspiration. Don't be anxious. Take it one step at a time and maintain this momentum. Although it's difficult, it can be done with time. It's rare to have a fighting strength that far surpasses your realm. This is the benchmark to judge whether a cultivator is outstanding or not, Lin Piaomiao said. I understand. Thank you Sister Xianair for taking care of me during this period of time, Night Sorrow said. You're only saying thank you to me? Lin Piaomiao sat up straight. It's not like that. Let's talk about it after you calm down, okay? Night Sorrow was a little unnatural. He knew about Lin Piaomiao's situation. He also knew that Lin Piaomiao treated him this way, because she had feelings for him. I thought you were going to reject me. Lin Piaomiao lay down again. Yeah, I didn't. Night Sorrow shook his head. He took out a robe and covered Lin Piaomiao's body. I don't know where my feelings come from, but I'm deeply in love. After Lin Piaomiao finished speaking, she pulled the blanket over her face. Her words were her feelings. Actually, it was also a confession. I got it. Night Sorrow patted Lin Piaomiao's hand and returned to the main hall. When he heard Lin Piaomiao's words, his heart trembled. Because if she wasn't deeply in love, she wouldn't have said such words. What do you know? Lin Piaomiao pulled down the blanket and revealed her face. I know what I need to know. Sister Xian, please rest. Night Sorrow sat on the futon and meditated. However, his heart couldn't calm down. He just sat there. The next 2 days were peaceful. Li Zongyuan didn't come to find trouble with Night Sorrow. On the other hand, Pu Luo and the Great Demon King came to Night Sorrow's place to drink every day. Lu Qi also came once. When he saw Pu Luo and the Great Demon King at Night Sorrow's place, he wasn't surprised. So you guys have been fooling around together. Elderly came to find me and said that you guys were in cahoots. You guys stole his storage ring and armor, and even injured 2 of his disciples. Lu Qi said. Elder 7, what do you say? Pu Luo looked at Lu Qi and asked. Isn't that simple? Ask him to find the Grand Elder. Night Sorrow makes tea. I want the tea from Twilight Tea House. Lu Qi pointed at the teapot. I'm a little nervous seeing Elder 7. Night Sorrow said while holding the teapot. Chapter 1751. Night Sorrow didn't say anything. He only glanced at Pu Luo and the Great Demon King. Li Zongyuan was robbed, and he was the scapegoat. The Grand Elder and the 7th Sect Elder believed that he was the mastermind. I'm just here to take a look. Seeing that you're living a carefree life, I'm relieved. However, be careful that one day, someone might take you down. Lu Qi reminded Yi Shang. He was worried that Li Zongyuan would take revenge on Yi Shang. Li Zongyuan was an emperor, and was the leader of a faction. He had many disciples and many of them had higher cultivation than Night Sorrow. Thank you, 7th Sect Elder. Night Sorrow cupped his hands at Lu Qi. It's nothing. The elders have been talking about you for the past 2 days, saying that you're a bad influence. But I think it's passion. Otherwise, The heavenly desolate city would be like a pool of stagnant water. They weren't in the heavenly desolate city before, but now they're not leaving. Lucci looked at the three and said with a smile. After chatting for a while, Lucci left. He was just here to take a look. He wasn't worried about Night Sorrow causing trouble. The Grand Elder wasn't worried either. What could the Merit Emperor do? Even if he made a move, he would only hurt those who weren't virtuous enough. Night Sorrow, can we discuss something? The Great Demon King looked at Night Sorrow and asked. Tell me, what is it? Night Sorrow looked at the Great Demon King and asked. There is a sect elder in the desolate city. He isn't a good person. I didn't teach him a lesson in the past because I didn't want to cause a commotion. I didn't want the Grand Elder and the 7th sect elder to be angry. Let's go and take him down. The Great Demon King said. If I don't go, who knows if you are going to take a good or bad person? In the end, the Grand Elder and the 7th sect elder always come to talk to me. Night Sorrow shook his head. What do you mean by taking a good person? That's a scum. His name is Bansha. He's just a small sect elder who keeps shouting about banning this and banning that. Ask Puluo and her if I'm lying? The Great Demon King pointed at Lin Piaomiao agitatedly. Sect Elder Puluo, is Sister Xianer for real? Yishang asked. It's true. I don't like that bastard either. However, it's up to you whether you want to do it or not. I'll do it. But what do you mean by little lousy elder? You weren't even an elder in the past, alright? Puluo was dissatisfied when he heard the Great Demon King scold the elders. He was also an elder, but he was just an elder of the law enforcement elder rank. Why do you mind? I'm not talking about you, the Great Demon King said. Since he's scum, let's do it. Night Sorrow nodded. The next few days were chaotic because after Li Zongyuan, 2 more human sect elders were knocked down by Night Sorrow and the other 3's black bricks. The Great Demon King had a bad reputation, so some people were on guard against him. However, Puluo had a good reputation, so no matter who he visited, everyone would receive him. While they were drinking tea, he suddenly stood up and hugged her. Then the Great Demon King, Night Sorrow and Lin Piaomiao appeared. Lin Piaomiao didn't make a move and just watched. However, Night Sorrow and Great Demon King both threw out their black bricks. Black hand. The Great Demon King's hand was very black. Those who were hit would be paralyzed for a few days. In just a few days, Night Sorrow and the other 3 had become a plague. No matter who they visited, no one would receive them. The Grand Elder was in seclusion. The 7 sect elders said that they had gained enlightenment and didn't want to see anyone. By the way, Night Sorrow, it was Xiao Jun who exiled you. Why don't I see you taking revenge on him? Puluo looked at Night Sorrow and asked. He didn't see me and we don't have any grudges. He probably exiled me because of his personality. It's not that he's a bad person. Forget it. Night Sorrow said. It's good that you think this way. Actually, I've been waiting for you these few days. If you want to hit Xiao Jun, I'll advise you. He's ruthless, but he did contribute to the human race and can admit his mistakes. You were exiled for 8 years and he's been reflecting on his mistakes, Puluo said. He's been reflecting on himself for 8 years. I've been hunted for 8 years. Night Sorrow still felt it was unfair. However, he didn't cause trouble for Xiao Jun because he knew what was right and wrong. No. The desolate cliff of desolation in Desolation City is an area where time accelerates. Under the influence of the tide of nirvana, time accelerates by 40 times. You were exiled for 8 years while he reflected on himself for 300 years. If you didn't come back, he would probably continue to reflect on himself, Lin Piaomiao explained to Night Sorrow. Then we're even. What's left is that by Qiu Yuan. I'll definitely kill that guy. Night Sorrow's face was filled with killing intent. He wouldn't let Bai Qiu Yuan and Celestial Sect off no matter what. That guy was exiled from Desolation City. Why don't we go and hit him now? If he's not in Desolation City, we'll wait for a while, Puluo said. That Bai Qiu Yuan is the same as Celestial Sect. Both of them aren't good people. If Celestial Sect hides in his small world and doesn't come out, I'll kill him when he comes out, the Great Demon King said. They were both experts on the Celestial and Demon rankings, but the difference between Celestial Sect and the Great Demon King was huge. Previously, Celestial Sect's Saint Emperor was forced to self-destruct by the Great Demon King. His original body left the celestial realm and entered other realms. The Great Demon King couldn't catch him. On the new Sunus 6, just as Night Sorrow was planning to cultivate his alchemy skills, Mo Lu came to Desolation City once again. The negotiations had to continue, so this time he brought a greeting gift. Without a greeting gift, Night Sorrow didn't want to negotiate with him. This was something he couldn't do. This time, there was one more person following Night Sorrow to the city gate tower. The Great Demon King was following. "May I ask if you've brought a greeting gift?" Night Sorrow shouted from the top of the city gate tower. Mo Lu nodded. With a toss of his right hand, a storage ring flew to the top of the city gate tower and landed in Night Sorrow's hand. Without a soul imprint, Night Sorrow easily found out what was inside. 10 million Saint Spirit Stones, some herbs and red fruits. I say, Great Elder of the Demon Wing Clan, are you kidding me? 10 million Saint Spirit Stones? Is your Demon Wing Clan that poor? I spent a few million Saint Spirit Stones to go to Desolation Mountain once. Why are you giving me rotten fruits? We humans don't have any fruits to eat, right? A red fruit appeared in Night Sorrow's hand. That's the Cloud Dragon fruit. It can strengthen your body. I think it suits you, so I gave you 5. That's a top-grade fruit that can only be produced once in a million years. The corner of Mo Lu's eyes twitched. What Cloud Dragon fruit? That's also a fruit. I don't want to talk to you anymore. I need sincerity. You don't have any sincerity at all. Last time, I found a woman's body in Desolation Mountain. She offered 30 million Saint Spirit Stones for it. If I sold it, I wouldn't be short of 10 million Saint Spirit Stones. You're giving me 10 million Saint Spirit Stones as a greeting gift? Are you kidding me? Yes, I'm poor and have no resources, but I have high tastes. Go back and think about it. If we want to negotiate, we need to show sincerity. 5 monarchs of your Demon Wing Clan tried to kill me, but I came out to negotiate with you. That's my sincerity. Now it's up to you. Night Sorrow turned and walked down the city gate tower. Chapter 1752. Night Sorrow, that's a Cloud Dragon fruit, not a fruit. Pu Luo said excitedly when he sensed that Mo Lu had already left the city gate tower. Cloud Dragon fruit? You took it as a fruit and precious materials as cabbage. The Demon Winged Clan has a big business. Let's just play with them, Night Sorrow said. Pu Luo and the Great Demon King looked at each other and turned to Night Sorrow. You're too cunning. Are you just playing with them? Do you really think I'll negotiate with them? They have so many people chasing after me. Wouldn't I be a moron if I negotiated with them? Night Sorrow said with a smile. So you're saying that you'll keep asking for gifts and not talk about business? The Great Demon King understood. Yes. It doesn't matter how many gifts they give. I won't even give them a hair if they want to take something from me. Night Sorrow nodded. Night Sorrow, what exactly did you take from him that made Mo Lu so shameless as to bring a greeting gift to negotiate? Pu Luo asked. Let's go back to the courtyard. We'll talk while drinking tea, Night Sorrow said as he looked at the patrolling soldiers. When they returned to Night Sorrow's courtyard, Night Sorrow and the other 3 were a little confused because the courtyard had been torn down. Bastard, you don't have to care about Night Sorrow. I'll find a fortune teller and find out who did it. We'll take revenge together. The Great Demon King was angry. He had been hanging out with Night Sorrow for the past few days and didn't give him any face. Our only place to stay has been raided, Night Sorrow said. Don't worry, we all have places to stay. Let's change our base. Come to my place? Pu Luo invited Night Sorrow. Night Sorrow, come to my place, Lin Piamiao said. Okay, then let's go to Sister Xianer's place. Night Sorrow nodded. Adultery. Pu Luo pointed his thumbs at each other. Then let's go. We'll find someone to repair it later. Lin Piamiao said to Night Sorrow and didn't answer Pu Luo. You didn't refute. It's true. The Great Demon King also looked at Night Sorrow and Lin Piamiao. Night Sorrow and Lin Piamiao didn't answer, and went to Lin Piamiao's courtyard in Desolate City. Lin Piamiao's courtyard was much more picturesque than Yi Shang's. Warm jade was buried in the courtyard and the weather was good. After seeing the tyrannical power of Yan Wushuang's soul strength, Mo Tianji's strength, and Guizu's trump card, Night Sorrow was now very cautious. After checking and finding no problems, Night Sorrow took out 3 cloud dragon fruits and put them in a jade box, pushing it to the Great Demon King, Pu Luo, and Lin Piamiao. "What are you doing?" Pu Luo looked at Night Sorrow and asked. "It's for everyone," Night Sorrow said as he tidied up the rest of the things. "We know about your situation. You cultivate your body, and it's stronger than the demon-winged clan. We don't specialize in body cultivation, so we don't need it. Also, you're too polite, we don't need it." The Great Demon King pushed the jade box back to Night Sorrow. Pu Luo didn't accept it, and Lin Piamiao naturally didn't accept it. Since they didn't accept it, Night Sorrow didn't force them. After all, the 3 of them were human race sect elders and wouldn't take advantage of him. "Night Sorrow, what did you take from the demon-winged clan?" They were so nervous, and even wanted to talk to you with a greeting gift. Even if it was the human emperor's seal, they wouldn't do it. The Great Demon King asked. Night Sorrow exhaled. "The body of one of the demon-winged clan's big shots is in my hands. They probably want it back." "Which big shot did it belong to? Why is it still in your hands?" Pu Luo asked excitedly. "Mo Tianji." Night Sorrow said Mo Tianji's name. "White-haired 1,000 feet Mo Tianji. She's not from the same era as us. She's a master of the 7 Emperors' tribulation. The demon-winged clan is anxious to get her body back. Could it be that her soul hasn't been destroyed?" The Great Demon King stood up. "Yes. I was exiled to Heaven Wasteland, and arrived at the battlefield where she and my master fought. My master failed his tribulation, and didn't have a body. He kept burning his soul power to trap her. In the end he forced her soul out of her body and I took her body." Night Sorrow ignored the part about the human emperor's seal. "If the big shot of the demon-winged clan fully recovers, not many humans can stop her. Maybe only the city lord can. Night Sorrow, this is a big deal. You can't joke about it. Why don't you leave it to the city lord? What if Mo Tianji uses some method to kill you? You won't be able to stop her." Pu Luo's face was serious. "Yes, it's okay for us humans to fight among ourselves. Mo Tianji's body is too important. You can't lose it. I hope you can consider it carefully." The Great Demon King also spoke. This was the big picture. No matter how much they followed Night Sorrow, it would affect the entire human race. Pu Luo and the Great Demon King had a balance in their hearts. "I'm not a selfish person, but I don't trust the elders of Heaven Wasteland City. I've asked an expert to seal the body and suppress it in a small world. There's no problem with its safety," Night Sorrow said. "Elder Pu Luo, Great Demon King, Night Sorrow is the realm lord in that world. The teleportation formation is an Emperor level 1. Moreover, the teleportation crystal has already recognized Night Sorrow as its master. If Night Sorrow doesn't release it, cultivators above the Emperor level can't enter," Lin Piamiao said. "Under such circumstances, others can't break in. But will Mo Tianji's body have a backup plan? Once something happens, Night Sorrow's nest will be turned upside down." Pu Luo's face was full of worry. "I've asked Senior Tran Hung to check the body and make sure there's no backup plan. Also, I've placed a seal on it. So it's safe," Night Sorrow said. "A seal placed by Tran Hung, the author of the Celestial and Demon list. There's no problem," the Great Demon King said. "Well, then you don't have to worry. You have the Demon Wing clan's weakness, so they have to take the bait or give up when they can't see any hope. Continue to slander them," Pu Luo said. "You have the lifeline of the Demon Wing clan in your hands. Unless they give up on Mo Tianji, they will be restrained by you. No wonder so many demon-winged clans stopped you when you came back. You've broken their sky," the Great Demon King said with a smile. "Don't laugh. Do you know any divination masters who can help me divine just who it was that tore down my monastery? I've been slapped in the face. Even if I can't retaliate, I should at least know who it was," said Yishan. "Then I'll inform the divination masters to come over immediately," the Great Demon King said. Chapter 1753. Pu Luo left as soon as he finished speaking. He went to find Elder Zhaixing to arrange the divination. At this moment, in one of the 5 towers, a few elders were sitting together. Li Zongyuan was one of them, as well as the elders who were beaten up by Night Sorrow's group. We shouldn't have smashed that bastard's place. This way he would be prepared. Li Zongyuan's face was full of anger. Just now he brought a few elders to find Night Sorrow, but they didn't see him. Li Zongyuan brought the 3 elders who were beaten up by Night Sorrow's group to Night Sorrow's side yard. He planned to let the other 3 hold back Pu Luo, the Great Demon King, and Lin Piaomiao while he attacked Night Sorrow. Without seeing him, they tore down Night Sorrow's side yard. Then they met Lu Qi. Seeing that Lu Qi's face wasn't looking good, they retreated. They were worried that if they continued, they would anger Lu Qi. 7th Elder said a few days ago that he was in seclusion to comprehend something. We tore down Night Sorrow's side yard and he appeared. Is this a coincidence? We tore down Night Sorrow's side yard. Now it's useless to complain to the Grand Elder and 7th Elder. An elder in a green robe said. His name was Zhu Chao. Night Sorrow, Pu Luo, and the Great Demon King hit him twice with a brick. His storage ring was also taken away. We tore down Night Sorrow's side yard. It's the same as attacking him. It's useless to complain to the Grand Elder and the law enforcement elders. We can only vent our anger on ourselves. Find a chance to teach him a lesson. Even if the city lord punishes us, it's another matter. He provoked us first. Li Zongyuan said. He has a body of merit and is recognized by the heavenly Tao. But we are elders of the human race. We also represent the human Tao. If he is arrogant, then just kill him. We stand on the same side. The Great Demon King can't do anything to us. Pu Luo shouldn't be that crazy. Zhu Chao said. The hateful one is that Xiao Jun. After facing the wall and reflecting on his mistakes for 300 years, he's tolerating it now and doesn't say anything. When we went to see him, he still ignored us. Li Zongyuan said angrily. Let's not bother about him for now. If that bastard has the ability to continue causing trouble and offending people, then it'll be easier for us to find someone to deal with him, Zhu Chao said. The bastard he was referring to was Night Sorrow. At this moment, Pu Luo brought a clairvoyant to Lin Piaomiao's residence. Then they went to the courtyard where Night Sorrow had been destroyed. Then the divination master began his divination. It only took half a day for the divination to come out. When the scene ended, Pu Luo took out a storage ring and handed it to the fortune teller. Thank you for your hard work. Elder Pu Luo, you're too polite. It's just a day's work. It won't consume much energy. There's no need for that, the fortune teller said. Not much, just a few thousand Saint Spirit stones. Take it as me buying you some good wine. Pu Luo smiled at the fortune teller. After the fortune teller left, Pu Luo took out a golden brick and clapped his hands. Now let's make a plan. Let's see which one to take down first. We have to take it back. We can say that we've offended these people. Night Sorrow is the scapegoat. But they're all together. It'll be a little difficult to take them down quietly, the Great Demon King said. No hurry. Let's wait until nighttime. Are those old men still together at night? Night Sorrow said. All right. This matter can't be delayed overnight. Otherwise, they'll think that we're cowards. We'll have to fight them, the Great Demon King said. At this moment, Elder Spiritual Tree and Gucci arrived. Greetings, Elder Pu Luo. What's going on here? Elder Spiritual Tree was furious. He had been cultivating pills all this time, so he didn't know what was going on outside. Greetings, Elder Spiritual Tree. I've offended someone and they've raided my house, Night Sorrow said. Preposterous. What's going on? I want to see the Discipline Sect Elder. The Spirit Tree Sect Elder's face was filled with anger. He greatly admired Yi Shan. Elder, don't be angry. It's nothing. Elder, what's the matter? Night Sorrow admired Elder Spiritual Tree very much. Nothing much. Your problem has been dealt with. No one should target you anymore. Although I'm not from the human race, I'm willing to see the 100 Races Alliance prosper. Seeing that your alchemy skills are lacking, I've decided to give this to you. Elder Spiritual Tree handed Night Sorrow a book. Elder, is this appropriate? Night Sorrow looked at Elder Spiritual Tree in surprise. It's appropriate. The human race and the spiritual tree race have been allies for countless years, and will remain so in the future. Hence, helping a young human race is nothing. It's also good karma. Elder Spiritual Tree nodded at Night Sorrow. Night Sorrow, keep it. The spiritual tree race is filled with love, friendliness, and tolerance. The human race also treats the spiritual tree race's matters as their own. When you have the ability, take care of the spiritual tree race more. Puluo said. Elder Puluo is right. Tolerance can be said to be a state of mind, and also a virtue. I'm very willing to help young people. If you have any problems, you can also look for me. Elder Spiritual Tree cupped his hands at Puluo, and said to Night Sorrow. Thank you, Elder Spiritual Tree. Elder Gu, what's the matter? Night Sorrow bowed to Elder Spiritual Tree before looking at Gu Chi. Nothing much. I'm just accompanying Elder Spiritual Tree to see you. It turns out that I also have a refining technique to pass on to you. However, Unparalleled Sword Emperor is not only unparalleled in combat strength, but also a master in refining techniques. I won't cause you trouble and make you confused. Gu Chi said. After Elder Spiritual Tree and Gu Chi left, Night Sorrow and the rest were still looking at the dilapidated courtyard. Night Sorrow, you've profited. Elder Spiritual Tree's refining technique. If he were to say he's second, no one would dare to say they're first. The spiritual tree race has a natural understanding of medicinal herbs, so their refining technique is unparalleled in the world. Lin Pyongmiao said. Elder Spiritual Tree is indeed filled with love and friendliness. Night Sorrow nodded. As night fell, the outside of Tianhuang City was filled with towering waves. However, the inside of the city was very quiet. Only the footsteps of the patrolling soldiers could be heard. Night Sorrow and the rest left Lin Pyongmiao's residence, and went to the residences of their targets. After finding 2 empty residences, Puluo found a few people in Li Zongyuan's residence. Puluo's soul power was very strong. He could detect the other party, but they weren't alert. They are indeed together. However, one of them isn't here. What's his name again? The one called Yu Chu isn't here. Let's go and fight him again. Puluo looked at the few of them and asked. They are alert. If we force them, it will cause a huge commotion. We have to think of a way to make it smaller. The Great Demon King said. Yu Chu's detection ability isn't much lower than ours. If we go over, he will know. We can only force it. Lin Pyongmiao thought for a while and said. Get close to him in the spatial turbulence. Once we get close, we'll take him down with lightning speed. The key is whether we can finish the battle quickly. Night Sorrow said. Chapter 1754. That works. Night Sorrow was surprised. Normally, it wouldn't work. But that guy's guard against Li Zongyuan should be at its lowest right now. He won't sense Li Zongyuan's aura carefully. We just need a little time, Puluo said. Then the 4 of them took action. The Great Demon King took out his weapon and pierced through space. Lin Pyongmiao brought Night Sorrow in as well. Night Sorrow looked at the Great Demon King. The Great Demon King's domain was black rolling energy. It was the destruction domain. Lin Pyongmiao's was the void domain. They were both supreme domains. But at this moment, Lin Pyongmiao's voice sounded in Night Sorrow's mind. The supreme attribute is extremely difficult to comprehend. The Great Demon King is strong because he has a deep understanding of the destruction attribute. But he wasn't born with it. Just like me, he can't be perfect. Look at the FC version of chapter and up D. Night Sorrow didn't say anything. But he understood that his perfect attribute was the foundation. It was an incredible advantage. When they arrived near Yu Chu's mansion, Night Sorrow and the other 2 hid in the space turbulence and waited. At this moment, Puluo also arrived. He used to walk confidently, but now he had his hands behind his back, looking old-fashioned. Seeing Li Zongyuan appear, Yu Chu stood up to welcome him. Li Zongyuan was currently the leader of their group. When Yu Chu clasped his hands to greet him, Puluo gave him a bear hug. At this moment, the Great Demon King cut through space and Night Sorrow, and the other 2 appeared in the real world. The Great Demon King's right hand swung the brick and hit the back of Yu Chu's head. Night Sorrow's golden emperor seal went through the gap between Puluo's loosened arm and hit Yu Chu's face. Yuchu's face was instantly distorted and flattened. Yuchu's body went limp. No matter how high one's cultivation was, the head was always the weakest part. The violent vibration would make anyone faint. Who asked you to burn my house? The moment Yuchu fell, Lin Piaomiao lifted her skirt and stomped on Yuchu's face a few times with her boots. Your house, that's right. Try this. Pu Luo took out his golden brick and handed it to Lin Piaomiao. Glancing at Pu Luo, Lin Piaomiao took the brick from Pu Luo. She bent down and slapped Yuchu's face twice. Then she stood up and kicked him again. All right, Sister Xianer, don't do this. It's too rough. Night Sorrow pulled Lin Piaomiao back. It's nothing. Everyone has a temper. Destroying your courtyard is the same as slapping our faces. Lin Piaomiao threw the brick to Pu Luo and clapped her hands. Don't throw it carelessly. This is a divine weapon for smashing people. Pu Luo took the brick and wiped it twice. When we get back, give me your treasures. I'll help you deal with them, Night Sorrow said. The four of them took Yuchu's new equipment and storage ring. After that, Lin Piaomiao, who was still angry, even set a fire. Night Sorrow added a few more flames. He didn't want Lin Piaomiao to bear this karma. After returning to their residence, they began to divide up the chapters. Night Sorrow, you said you wanted to deal with this divine weapon. Don't break it. It feels pretty good when I use it now. Pu Luo tossed the golden brick in his hand and said. He, Great Demon King, and Night Sorrow were all very casual when conversing. He didn't use any form of address. We've known each other for a few days now, so I won't hide it from you too. My brick is different from yours. If you hit someone, they'll only feel pain and faint. But mine is different. I have the sacred scripture of the human Tao, the Book of Tao on it. If I smash it, it'll destroy one's luck and damage one's merit. Of course, the people I smash are all asking for it. Night Sorrow held the human emperor's seal and activated it. Golden words started to flow at the bottom of the human emperor's seal. F***ck. That's the human emperor's seal. How did you turn it into a brick? Great Demon King stood up and said vulgarly. Yes, it's the human emperor's seal. It's what Li Zongyuan wants. My master, the peerless sword emperor, was worried that someone might covet it, so he helped me disguise it. That's why it's like this now, Night Sorrow said. How did you turn the human emperor's seal into this? Pu Luo shook his head. I think it's pretty good. Whoever it hits will have bad luck. How are you going to deal with us robbers? Great Demon King took out the brick. He didn't put it in his storage ring. He kept it behind his waist, ready to use it at any time. I'll inject some human emperor's qi into your weapon. I don't know how effective it will be, but I'm sure it'll have something with human emperor's qi. Smacking people won't damage your merit and luck, Night Sorrow said. Good. In the future, smacking people will be enforcing justice on behalf of the heavens. Night Sorrow, you're the virtuous emperor. You can smack anyone you want. Great Demon King, how do you feel? Pu Luo looked at Great Demon King excitedly. That's right. I'll smack this thing on that heaven's pole old man's face sooner or later. Later, Commander Lin, do me a favor and let me go to evil punishing land. A few years ago, I could still sense Guizu's aura, but now I can't. I won't let that thing with ghost chi live, Great Demon King said. He's completely dead. That was before Night Sorrow was banished, Lin Piaomiao said. That old thing is completely dead? That's a good thing. Unfortunately, I didn't get his ghost wings. I only got his ghost eyes. Don't think I killed him. That old thing's cultivation method is too evil. I told him to stop, but he wouldn't listen. What else can I do but kill him? Great Demon King shook his head. At this time, Lin Piaomiao's body shook and a pair of blue energy wings appeared on her back. Ghost wings. Pu Luo's eyes widened. Then Lin Piaomiao told them about how she and Night Sorrow entered evil punishing land. Pu Luo and Great Demon King nodded at Night Sorrow. They knew that this was the power of merit. It could affect fate. Night Sorrow placed Pu Luo and Great Demon King's golden bricks in front of him. Then he activated the virtuous immortal body, and activated the human emperor's seal. He channeled the power of merit into the two golden bricks. But after a while, he couldn't do it anymore. The power of the bricks was limited. That's it. The power of merit is the power of the heavenly Tao. Not everything can bear it. It's good enough to have a little power of merit in it. Pu Luo stopped Night Sorrow, who was about to continue channeling power of merit. At this time, Lin Piamiao's face turned cold. The Golden Dragon King arrived at Ethereal City, but he left in an instant. What's the situation? Night Sorrow asked. At this time, Night Sorrow's original body felt the vibration of the clear sky pagoda and came out of seclusion. Datura stood in front of the clear sky pagoda. Yin Huang and Liang Yu were also there. What happened? Night Sorrow saw that their faces weren't good. When we were cultivating just now, a middle-aged man in a brocade robe came and took Longjin away, Yin Huang said. Did he say anything? Night Sorrow's face was filled with killing intent. Brothers were his reverse scale. He only said one thing. He won't hurt Longjin, Yin Huang said. Chapter 1755. Will Longjin be in danger? Night Sorrow's eyes were filled with worry. They were brothers who had gone through life and death situations together. No. I just didn't expect Longjin's bloodline to be so pure that the Golden Dragon King could sense it. Besides, the Golden Dragon King wouldn't go so far to the Misty Dynasty to kill someone. Perhaps this is Longjin's opportunity. There are too few pure Golden Dragons. Those who awaken the Golden Dragon bloodline will at least reach the Emperor realm, Lin Piamiao said to Night Sorrow. Hearing Sister Xianer say so, there shouldn't be any danger. I'm relieved. Night Sorrow let out a sigh of relief and returned to the clear sky pagoda. After confirming that his brother wasn't in danger, he stopped worrying. In the Tianhuang city, Night Sorrow shook his head. What happened? Pu Luo asked. Yi Shang explained the situation to him. The Golden Dragon bloodline is a big deal for dragons. He will definitely bring it back to awaken it and focus on nurturing it. How could he be hurt? Don't worry. Your brother will be a dragon in the future, Pu Luo said with a smile. While they were talking, Lu Qi arrived. Seventh Elder is here. Have a seat. Lin Piamiao stood up and invited Lu Qi to sit. It can't be that you Chu complained, right? Seventh Elder, look. Night Sorrow's courtyard was demolished and we didn't say anything, Pu Luo said. I'm here to drink tea. I don't have any other intentions. I'm here to tell you Chu that I was here. Lu Qi looked at Pu Luo and said. Then they drank tea. Lu Qi asked Night Sorrow if he was used to it, and said that someone would repair Night Sorrow's residence tomorrow. Then he stood up and was about to leave. Seventh Elder, that's it? The Great Demon King asked in surprise. It's done. Actually, I'm very envious of you. You can do whatever you want. Lu Qi said and left. If it was someone else, Seventh Elder would definitely say a few words. Last time I had a conflict with Heaven's fate, I was under a lot of pressure. Even the Grand Elder and Seventh Elder talked. Otherwise, Heaven's fate wouldn't have a chance to escape. Now it's good. No matter what happens, nothing will happen, the Great Demon King said. Night Sorrow's fate. Li Zongyuan and the others didn't separate. A big battle was not suitable either. If there was a real fight, then the Great Elder and Seventh Elder would definitely come out. The other party seized the opportunity when Lin Piamiao wasn't on guard and ran away. They were all peerless experts. If they didn't fight, Lin Piamiao wouldn't be able to stop them. Lin Piamiao was furious. She stayed in Night Moon Villa. Night Sorrow's original body couldn't cultivate anymore, and came out of seclusion. #CarrotTea Forever. Free to read novels. That day, when Night Sorrow and Lin Piamiao were chatting, a middle-aged lady came. She wore a jade phoenix ornament on her head. Ice Phoenix race. You want to snatch people too? Lin Piamiao's fighting spirit exploded. Elder Lin, don't be angry. I know about the previous few waves of people who came to snatch people. They didn't have any bad intentions. They left after snatching people. I don't want to have any conflicts, the middle-aged lady said. Then why didn't you snatch and leave? Why did you come to provoke us? Lin Piamiao's hand was still on her sword. I wanted to. But Elder Lin has been staying here. I don't have a chance. Also, I have to get the person I want from him. The middle-aged lady looked at Night Sorrow. Ice Phoenix race, you are here for my Aunt Faye? Night Sorrow understood something. The middle-aged lady nodded. Let's sit down and talk. I won't snatch people. If she comes with me, she will. If she doesn't, I won't force her. After thinking for a while, Night Sorrow invited the middle-aged lady into the hall of Night Moon Villa. There are some things you don't know. The world you came from is a special place. It was created because of special reasons. Many people, I should say that some people know about it. They have exiled their descendants there to seek opportunities. Now you have seen it. The Green Rock race and the Nine-Tailed Fox race have taken their descendants away. Because they have a foundation, they can start nurturing them. Our Ice Phoenix race naturally has descendants here with you, the middle-aged lady said. Then I won't stop you. Everything will be up to Aunt Faye. Alua went to the Nine Regions world to call her out. She should have recovered by now. Night Sorrow said to Datura, who was sitting at the side. He had helped Wu Feng solve his body's problem. The fire poison in Wu Lingfei's body was also dealt with. She was still in the Nine Regions world, recovering and cultivating. Then I thank you. The middle-aged lady cupped her hands at Night Sorrow. I still don't understand. So, those who were taken away were all from the Nine Regions world, but my brother Longjin wasn't from there, Night Sorrow said. I can only say that the Golden Dragon King is stupid. He didn't control his strength well and threw his descendant out. In the end he missed. This is a joke. Of course the result is not bad, the middle-aged lady said with a smile. All right. I'm convinced. I understand. Night Sorrow understood. Longjin should have been born in the Nine Regions world. A moment later, Wu Lingfei and Datura arrived. Wu Lingfei looked at the middle-aged lady and was a little stunned. She felt that she was connected by blood. Child, your mother is in seclusion. So, your aunt is here to take you home. The middle-aged lady stood up. You are my aunt. Wu Lingfei's voice trembled. Yes. Once you return home, you will understand everything. The middle-aged lady nodded. But I don't want to go back now. The Ice Phoenix race doesn't need me. Wu Lingfei shook her head. No, we have divined that you are the Golden Phoenix of the Ice Phoenix race. This is the second time in the history of the Ice Phoenix race, so there are some responsibilities that need to be shouldered by you. You are the future of the Ice Phoenix race. Once you return to the Ice Phoenix race, you will be able to rise quickly. Only then can you keep up with the pace, the middle-aged lady said. Night Sorrow. Wu Lingfei looked at Night Sorrow. Family is the root. I have to go back. It can also increase your strength. Night Sorrow nodded at Wu Lingfei. Then Aunt Faye will go back. I will look for you after I see the situation. My roots are also in the Nine Regions world. Wu Lingfei said with a sigh. She had the heart of an expert and wanted to become strong. Kid, you have to work hard. The descendant of the Golden Dragon, the Ice Phoenix race's Golden Phoenix, the Azure Rock Sun, and the Nine-Tailed Fox's descendant are all top bloodlines. The middle-aged lady stood up. I know that the Ice Phoenix race is very strong, but I don't want to hear news of my aunt being wronged. Otherwise, no matter how strong you are, I, Night Sorrow, will fight to the end. Night Sorrow said to the middle-aged lady. Chapter 1756. Wu Lingfei left with the elder of the Ice Phoenix race. Liang Yu. How are the members of the God-slaying team now? After sending Wu Lingfei off, Night Sorrow went to the base of the God-slaying team. Everyone is working hard. Their strength is also increasing rapidly, Liang Yu said. Sister Xian Air, is there a special environment that can help everyone increase their cultivation speed and level? Night Sorrow looked at Lin Piaomiao. There is the Eye of the Storm. Other than the sovereign attribute, there are all kinds of attribute wills. It is suitable for your brothers, Lin Piaomiao said after thinking for a while. After thinking for a while, Night Sorrow decided to bring his brothers to the Eye of the Storm. He could comprehend and deduce by himself. However, the members of the God-slaying team needed the help of the environment. Some of them were still at the Holy King level and needed to comprehend wills. Everyone's cultivation potential was different. Even if Night Sorrow provided them with the spirit accumulation pill to increase their potential, they still had to rely on themselves to comprehend the will of heaven and earth. Lin Piao took out a 3-legged cauldron. This has a time acceleration of close to 30 times. Night Sorrow, give it to the right people and let them use it. Night Sorrow did not stand on ceremony with Lin Piao. He handed the cauldron to Liang Yu directly. We will work hard and become the leader's helpers. We can do it in the 9 domains world. In the celestial realm, give us time and we can do it too, Liang Yu said. Of course. There is nothing we can't do. If we work hard, there will be no problem. Night Sorrow nodded. Night Sorrow, your brother's cultivation speed is undeniable. They are the best in the celestial realm, Lin Piao said. In the celestial realm, it was rare to have the cultivation of a holy king and king at such a young age. Their potential is not lower than anyone else's. They will be key figures in any force, Night Sorrow said. You're the merit emperor. Although they don't have any merit, they're blessed with good fortune. This is something that even the descendants of some races in the celestial realm can't compare to. Lin Piao explained the situation of the members of the god-slaying team. It was Brother Shursan who gave us unlimited resources and the best conditions for cultivation. The road is paved. We are only responsible for walking it, Qin Zhen said. Night Sorrow, since you've opened the path, those who walk behind you won't be able to walk ahead of you. However, their speed is definitely fast. As long as they can keep up, they'll definitely succeed. Also, that elder from the Ice Phoenix race said that your 9 regions world is very special. Otherwise, why would the various divine beast races be willing to send their descendants there? It's just that I don't know about these things, Lin Piao said. Brothers, stay alive. As long as you keep striving, you will be able to carve out a path. Night Sorrow waved his arm at the members of the god-slaying team. Captain, go and do your work. I'll take good care of our brothers, Liang Yu said to Night Sorrow. All right. Remember, if anyone doesn't want to follow us, kill them. If there's any problem, come back and find me, Night Sorrow said to Liang Yu. Liang Yu brought his men, and the escort Lin Piao caught, Lin Qiqixing, and left. Night Sorrow then returned to the Clear Sky Pagoda to cultivate. Tianhuang City was peaceful now. If Li Zongyuan's group didn't split up, Night Sorrow and the others wouldn't have a chance to kill them. Mo Lu came again. Night Sorrow and the other 3 went up to the city gate tower. Mo Lu threw the storage ring to Night Sorrow. This time, Mo Lu doubled the resources. 20 million Saint Spirit stones, a bottle of Saint Spirit liquid, and 2 pieces of meteorite iron. Your demon-winged clan isn't good enough. 20 million Saint Spirit stones is passable. Other than this, it's just scrap metal. Great Elder of the demon-winged clan, if you aren't sincere, then I won't play with you anymore. Tianhuang City's environment isn't good. I plan to return to the celestial realm to cultivate, Night Sorrow said as he put away the storage ring. Yishang, this is just a show of sincerity. I've already taken out a lot. It's not like I don't have anything good that you want. Let's talk. Mo Lu narrowed his eyes at Yishang. If he could, he wanted to punch Night Sorrow's smiling face into pieces. However, he couldn't get angry because Mo Tianji's body was too important. If she recovered, she would be the top fighting force of the demon-winged clan. She could even change the direction of the war between the demon-winged clan and the human race. Have you thought about it? Your demon-winged clan sent 5 monarchs to kill me, an emperor. If I can't let this matter pass, why should I talk to you? 30 million Saint Spirit stones and 50 kilograms of Ash Godstone. I'll talk with you. Night Sorrow stated his price. In your dreams. Mo Lu roared. All right. You think I'm dreaming? I won't send you off. Night Sorrow flashed and left the city gate tower. Pu Lua waved the golden brick at Mo Lu clenching teeth. The great demon king, and Lin Piao followed Night Sorrow down the city gate tower. Then they went to Night Sorrow's yard. Night Sorrow's yard had been renovated. Lin Piao helped with the decorations. It was quite elegant. Night Sorrow, why do you want the Ash Godstone? That thing is the lifeblood of the demon-winged clan. However, you've succeeded. You have to give me some, the great demon king said. You cultivate the power of destruction. Night Sorrow also needs to cultivate the power of destruction. You want to rob? You want to rob your own people? Lin Piao looked at the great demon king with dissatisfaction. 50 kilograms. I only want 5 kilograms. I'll use other things to exchange for it. I just want to feel if the Ash Godstone can bring about a breakthrough. How can this be considered robbery? The Great Demon King's gaze was fixed on Night Sorrow. Original version _J first release. Alright, let's see if the Demon Winged clan will compromise or not. If it's too little, they will compromise, but I think it's meaningless. Let's make them bleed. This might be the last time. If they bring it over and I don't talk about it, they won't give us any more resources, Night Sorrow said. That's true. But you're too ruthless. The Ash Godstone doesn't mean much to us humans, unless we cultivate the power of destruction. However, that's not the case for the Demon Winged clan. That's their lifeblood. They can't cultivate without the Ash Godstone. Moreover, the production of the Ash Godstone is extremely low. They can only produce 1 kilogram every million years. They don't even have enough for themselves. You want 100 kilograms, which is the production of 100 million years. I'm afraid they can't take it out. After all, they don't have to worry about it. That's right. We're natural enemies. I almost died in their hands. Besides, I have the initiative. They don't have to talk about it. Night Sorrow didn't really care. It was an external benefit. It would be best if they had it, but it didn't matter if they didn't. Besides, he felt that the Demon Winged clan would compromise. After all, Mo Tianji was an expert of the tribulation of the 7 emperors. Her status and position in the Demon Winged clan was extremely high. Haha. That Mo Lu didn't leave immediately. That means there's still room for negotiation. Let's wait. Mo Tianji's body is in your hands anyway, Puluo said. Chapter 1757. You want to talk about blasphemy? Lin Piaomiao looked at Night Sorrow. Yes, they dare not give me 50 kilograms of Ash Godstone. This matter will not end so easily, Night Sorrow said. Update latest, /update KNAU1. They have no choice but to accept it, Puluo said. Mo Lu left. He was furious. He had visited twice in a row, and didn't even get a chance to talk. 50 kilograms of divine ash stone would damage the vitality of the Demon Wing clan, because it was a product of 100 million years. Although the Demon Wing clan had existed for countless years and had a stockpile of divine ash stone, the Demon Wing clan consumed it every year. Even if they controlled their usage, there was only a stockpile of 50 kilograms. This stockpile was prepared for the inner clan geniuses. Only geniuses with resources would have the opportunity to rise quickly. Now that Night Sorrow asked for 50 kilograms, it was like draining the blood of the Demon Wings race. Disagree? Mo Lu couldn't make such a decision. First of all, he had to carry out Mo Tianji's orders because of his identity and status. Also, looking at the big picture, Mo Tianji was an essential expert of the Demon Wing clan. The strength of the current cultivators was completely different from that of a few eras ago. However, Mo Lu also had his misgivings. He wondered if taking out 50 kilograms of Ash Divine Stone would have any effect. This was because this was the right to negotiate. It was hard to say if they would be able to reach a conclusion in the end, because Yi Sorrow was too evil. Returned to the Demon Wing's imperial city, Mo Lu went to the sacrificial tower, and stood in front of Mo Tianji's statue. The result. Mo Tianji's voice came out. She only said 2 words. My lord, his request is very high. Mo Lu bowed and said, I don't care. You can't lose your body. Mo Tianji didn't ask for details and directly stated her request. Mo Lu bowed and left the sacrificial tower. He wanted to talk to Mo Tianji, but she didn't let him. After thinking for a while, Mo Lu prepared 2 storage rings. One of them contained the Holy Spirit stones and 10 kilograms of Ash Divine stones. The other storage ring contained 80 kilograms of Ash Divine stones. He planned to keep some backup plans and see if 10 kilograms of Ash Divine stones would work. However, Mo Lu didn't move immediately. If he moved too quickly, it meant that he was in a hurry and that the Demon Wings race had a lot of Ash God Stone. After a month, Mo Lu finally arrived outside the Heavenly Wasteland City. Night Sorrow and the other 3 appeared at the top of the city gate. After looking at the Demon Tower, Night Sorrow asked, Have you brought the item? Our Demon Wing clan's production of Ash Godstone is very low, and we have a fixed consumption every year. So, we only have 20 pounds, Emolu said. Tenjin, you can go back now. I can find an expert to refine Mo Tianji's body into a puppet. Even if I sell it to the Aboriginals as a plaything, I won't give it to you. If you don't want to talk, then don't talk. Take back the Tenjin of Divine Ash Stone. Night Sorrow roared at Emolu. No. I'll give it to you, but I have a condition. No matter what the outcome of the discussion is, you can't desecrate that body. When Emolu saw that Night Sorrow was about to leave, he immediately waved his hand. The message from Night Sorrow's words was what he was most afraid of. Once her body was violated, Mo Tianji would be finished. Mo Tianji was related to the cultivation civilization of the Demon Wing race. She could even be said to represent the fate of the Demon Wing race. You're still talking to me about this now? You're worried about the resources, but I'm not. If you don't want to talk, I won't talk either. Night Sorrow said to Emolu. Fine. I'll talk to you. Emolu gritted his teeth and threw 2 storage rings to Night Sorrow. After checking them, Night Sorrow kept the storage rings. Now we can talk about how we can return that body to our Demon Wing race. That's the body of our ancestor. We can't let it wander outside, Emolu said. Mo Tianji is an expert of your Demon Wing race. If I give you the body, she'll come and kill us humans? Night Sorrow looked at Emolu and said, you can state the price. Even if our Demon Wing race doesn't have it, we'll find a way to gather it for you, Emolu said. I won't give you Mo Tianji's body. Night Sorrow wasn't afraid of Emolu's anger. He had already gotten the resources. Whether Emolu turned hostile or not, he wouldn't get any more benefits. You're shameless. I've given you so many resources, and this is the only reply you can give me? Emolu's eyes were bloodshot. He was on the verge of going berserk. Our race is our enemies. I'm not going overboard. When I was in Tianhuang Mountain, didn't you try to kill me by hook or by crook? Night Sorrow rebutted Emolu. Fine. I'll trade these resources for a promise from you. Can you not give the body to others? Emolu knew that he couldn't get Mo Tianji's body back. Night Sorrow was considering the overall situation of the human race. I can do that. Give me 10 more Cloud Dragon fruits. I won't give Mo Tianji's body to anyone, Night Sorrow said. Deal. I'll send it to you in 5 days. Emolu let out a sigh of relief and turned to leave. Is he stupid? 50 kilograms of Ashen Godstone for Mo Tianji's body. Did you see that? Why did he take the Cloud Dragon fruits? Great Demon King was confused. He's not stupid. He thinks that Night Sorrow can't do anything to Mo Tianji's body. He's worried about the experts of the human race. Puluo said. I see. Actually, I don't plan on giving Mo Tianji's body to others. Haha. Let's go and celebrate. Night Sorrow was happy. He had extorted the Demon-Winged clan several times. He had gotten 60 million Saint Spirit Stones and some top-quality resources. These were all very difficult to accumulate. Puluo and Great Demon King were also very excited. They felt good about being blackmailed. After drinking 2 jars of wine, Night Sorrow gave Great Demon King 5 kilograms of Ashen Godstone. Puluo, Sister Xianer, do you want it? No, our attributes don't match. Puluo shook his head. Lin Piaomiao didn't want it either. She didn't need the Ashen Godstone. Ashen Godstone could only be used by those who cultivated the destruction attribute. It was useless to others. I won't take advantage of you. When we go back, I'll find you some resources suitable for you, Great Demon King said. Forget it. It's boring to divide it so clearly. Don't reject this. He'll send me another 10 in a few days. Night Sorrow took out the Cloud Dragon fruits and gave 1 to each of them. This time, Great Demon King and Puluo didn't reject it because Emolu would send more. This is so comfortable. This is life. Puluo was very excited. I still want to mess with Li Zongyuan, but this guy is a coward. It's not easy to do it. Great Demon King said. Think of something. After you took his armor, he found someone to make a Vajra battle armor at a high price. That suits me best. Puluo said. He liked Li Zongyuan's new armor. He didn't use any weapons, only his iron fists. He cultivated the Vajra battle technique. We have to think of something. I've got it. I'll send my men to attack his territory. He won't go back? We'll go back and mess with him. Great Demon King came up with an idea. Chapter 1758. The elders and commanders of the heavenly barren city were almost all leaders of the forces in the celestial realm. Other than the forces in the celestial realm, the great Demon King also had the support of another realm. Therefore, he could afford to have a war of forces. Great Demon King, let's not rush. Let's wait and see. They can't keep doing this. It's embarrassing, Puluo said. Yes, if we start a war of forces, things will get out of hand. It's not good for our reputation. Let's wait and see. There will be plenty of opportunities. You two are also clones. While the original body cultivates, the clones will fight with them, Lin Piaomiao said. Lin Piaomiao didn't want Night Sorrow's merit and luck to be hurt because of a war of forces. Then we'll listen to you. However, our team needs to be strong. The celestial realm needs a black brick. Since we can't kill them, we'll just use a black brick. The great Demon King looked at Night Sorrow and said, "That's a good idea. We should form a team and do it together. The Grand Elder and the 7 Elders also have to look at the big picture. They can't punish us," Lin Piaomiao said. "That's a good idea. Ruisi and Yuju met me 2 days ago. They said I had something good to tell them," Puluo said. "These two will do. If we want to do it, our partners must have good character and strength. Just one of them is enough." The great Demon King pointed at Night Sorrow because Night Sorrow's cultivation was the lowest. "You despise me? And you despise me? Then spit out my ash god stone." Night Sorrow stared at the great Demon King. "Are you a dog? You're turning against me just like that?" The great Demon King rubbed his nose. "The boat of friendship capsizes just like that." Puluo straightened his body and looked at Night Sorrow and the great Demon King. "No. How can I lower myself to his level?" the great Demon King said. "All right. You win." Night Sorrow shrugged. He knew that the great Demon King was joking, and so did Puluo. They were just looking for fun. "Let's make a batch of bricks. In the future, we'll give each of those who have a sense of justice and can afford to play with them." "Who should we target?" "Night Sorrow is the best choice," Puluo said. "All right, you guys decide who you want. I'm only in charge of making a move." The great Demon King nodded. Without a chance to attack Li Zongyuan and the rest, Night Sorrow rested in his courtyard. Lin Piaomiao also stayed in Night Sorrow's courtyard. Night Sorrow's courtyard was very lively. People often came to visit. Needless to say, the great Demon King and Puluo would spend most of their time in Night Sorrow's courtyard. Puluo was very talented. Nobody knew where he got his hands on the Tao Te Ching. He took a carving knife and started to carve on his golden brick. "Misty, what is this guy doing?" Rain Bamboo, who had just joined the group, asked. "Forging the human emperor's seal," Lin Piaomiao said. "Puluo, mine must be done too." The great Demon King slammed the brick on the table in front of Puluo. Puff. Puluo, who had been concentrating, suddenly shook his hand. The carving knife slipped and stabbed his hand. Blood came out immediately. In order to improve his senses, Puluo didn't have any energy to protect his body. Naturally, he bled. Puluo looked at the great Demon King with fire in his eyes. "You made a mistake? It doesn't matter. Let's continue." The great Demon King smiled at Puluo. "Don't come near me for 3 days. Otherwise, don't ask me to do this for you." After staring at the great Demon King for a while, Puluo realized that he couldn't do anything to the great Demon King. He didn't know how to scold him, and he couldn't hit him. "All right." The great Demon King looked at Puluo's healed hand, which was still bleeding. He took a few steps back. "Puluo, will this work?" Rain Bamboo, who had a good relationship with Puluo, asked. "I don't know, but it should look good. At least it will show patterns on someone's face." Rolling up his sleeves, Puluo took the carving knife and continued carving under the brick. "You're really talented." Night Sorrow was impressed. Now he understood that no matter what status one had, one's inner world was different. Puluo's inner world was simple. He just wanted to have fun. Pu Luo was very careful. Even though he knew it was a fake, he still did it carefully. It took him 4 days to carve a Tao Te Ching on the bottom of the brick. Why are you so serious? The great demon king didn't understand why Pu Luo was so serious about carving a word. Although it's fake, it's the Tao Te Ching in my heart. It will accompany me in the future, and carry out the justice and morality in my heart, Pu Luo said. There was no smile on his face. He was very solemn. I understand, the great demon king said. At the same time, he put his brick in front of Pu Luo. Let's take a break. I'll help you. Pu Luo nodded. Seeing that Pu Luo and the great demon king were busy, Night Sorrow planned to leave for a while and send some resources back to the Night Moon Villa. The Ash God Stone was only suitable for his real body. I update most, $quick $up asterisk, come back soon. Without you, Tianhuang City will be boring. The great demon king looked at Night Sorrow and said, Okay, I'll come back after I send the resources back. It's too ostentatious to carry a lot of Holy Spirit stones. If I get hit by the black brick, it'll be a big loss, Night Sorrow said. That's impossible. But you're right. We'll wait for you to come back. We still have big things to do. Let's take care of Tianhuang City, and then go to the divine capital. That's the fun place, Pu Luo said to Night Sorrow. Then Night Sorrow and Lin Piaomiao left Tianhuang City. Sister Xian, where are the Golden Dragon clan, the Green Rock clan, the Nine-Tailed Fox clan, and the Ice Phoenix clan? Night Sorrow asked while sitting in the teleportation portal. They all have their own clans. They're all small spatial worlds. But they're different from ordinary worlds. Their worlds are all connected to the celestial realm. You can also call them grotto heavens. They're here to take people away. They're probably thinking about their descendants. Let's not be hostile, Lin Piaomiao said. No hostility. As long as they don't hurt my brothers, I'll be grateful, Night Sorrow said. These few clans are allies with us humans. Because the demon-winged clan is too strong, we can't rely on humans alone. A long time ago, we were defeated and the celestial realm was massacred. Later on, the humans rose and led the 100 clans to take back the celestial realm. Many of our ancestors fell in the war, Lin Piaomiao said. The celestial realm has fallen before? Night Sorrow was stunned. Chapter 1759. Why is the 9-domain world so special? I want to know, but I don't know who to ask. Night Sorrow voiced out his doubts. The Golden Dragon race and the Green Rock race have existed since the creation of the world. It's hard to say what level the Almighty in their race are. It's normal for them to be able to predict something. If there's something good, they wouldn't fall behind. I guess it's because of the perfect supreme attribute, merit, and luck. However, all of these are now with you. Their descendants didn't fight for you. Lin Piaomiao said. Sister Xian, you mean they were all after the perfect supreme attribute? In the end, the perfect supreme attribute came to me? Night Sorrow looked at Lin Piaomiao and asked. Perhaps. It's not that easy to change the path of the heavenly Tao. However, these races still profited. Their descendants have a good foundation, and are also blessed with luck. When they go back and nurture them, they will be the elites of their race. They will be the future pillars. Lin Piaomiao said. That's not right. After I was born, the 9-domain world had existed for tens of thousands of years. Aunt Fei is older than me by a few hundred years. Tianyu and Yi Mei are younger than me by more than 10 years. Long Jin is older than me. Night Sorrow said. They can set a dormant period for their descendants after they release them. They will only be born when they meet certain conditions. It's not difficult for them to grow up. So it's hard to say. Anyway, you're fine now. Lin Piaomiao said. Night Sorrow still didn't understand. The original 9-domain world didn't have supreme attributes. However, Lin Piaomiao didn't know much. Perhaps one day, he would have to ask someone who understood everything. After returning to the Yeyue Mountain Villa, Yishang handed over the Ash Divine Stones and Saint Spirit Stones to his true body. He had brought back more than 70 million Saint Spirit Stones this time, of which he had swindled 60 million from the Demon-Winged clan. During this period of time, Yishang had received about 10 million Saint Spirit stones from the auction. This amount of resources was something Night Sorrow wouldn't have dared to think about in the past. When he was in Big Dipper City, he only had a few dozen Saint Spirit stones. Night Sorrow had left the materials for alchemy and artifact forging with his clone. Now his main body was working hard to increase his cultivation. Alchemy and artifact forging were things that wasted energy and time, so it was best to leave them to his clone. Night Sorrow returned to the Nine Regions world and went to the bottom of the heaven ceiling hall to look at Mo Tianji's body. Mo Tianji's body lay there as if she was asleep. However, there was a murderous aura surrounding her. That was the killing aura of the Nine Regions, which could not be absorbed or refined. At the same time, it also prevented other auras from approaching. Feeling that there were no problems, Night Sorrow returned to the Nine Regions world and walked around. He felt that other than the rapid development of the Nine Regions world, there was nothing special about it. If there was anything else as the Realm Lord, he would know immediately. Night Sorrow didn't feel anything. He went to the world of reincarnation and sensed the aura of his children. Night Sorrow then teleported to the Origin Dao sky. His body flickered twice and he arrived at a courtyard in the Origin Dao sky. At this moment, there were two people sitting in the courtyard and two people practicing swords. The two sitting were Night Sorrow's two daughters, Yi Qingyan and Yi Xiaolei. The two practicing swords were Yi Yujun and Yi Xiaoluo. They were both adults now. Father. Yi Qingyan and Yi Xiaolei stood up and hugged Night Sorrow. Their faces were filled with excitement. Yi Yujun and Yi Xiaoluo put away their swords and cupped their fists in front of Night Sorrow. Everyone sit down. How old are you now? You still don't know what to do. Night Sorrow patted his daughter's shoulders and sat down. Father, you haven't been busy recently? Yi Xiaoluo was already a young man. It's fine. I went back to the Nine Regions world to deal with some matters. I missed you and came to see you. You're all working hard. Night Sorrow looked at his children and felt very happy. His children were very harmonious and hardworking. Father, it's our fault. We didn't go to see you and made you come all the way here to see us. Yi Xiaoluo said with guilt. There's nothing wrong with you. Remember, you're the best in your father's eyes. As your father, it's not a big deal for me to come and see you. Night Sorrow said with a smile. At this moment, Origin Dao Sky Lord arrived. Night Sorrow was now the domain lord of the primal chaos world. He had a high status and status. Naturally, he had to receive him. 5 Yong Q Gio 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 Gio. Novel K, Origin Dao Sky Lord, I'm very sorry. I was anxious to see my children, and didn't go to see you first. Night Sorrow cupped his fists towards Origin Dao Sky Lord. What are you saying, Lord? Your words make me feel ashamed. Origin Dao Sky Lord cupped his fists towards Night Sorrow. After sitting down, Origin Dao Sky Lord discussed some matters with Night Sorrow. He felt that the primal chaos world was very stable now, and wanted to search for Origin Dao Sky's inheritance. That's not a problem. However, the safety and stability of the primal chaos world is the most important. In other words, Origin Dao Sky's people can't come to the primal chaos world to develop. Now we're grabbing resources from the primal chaos world. We can't become a resource base for others. Night Sorrow looked at Origin Dao Sky Lord and expressed his opinion. This was also his bottom line. Origin Dao Sky Lord understands. This is the bottom line of everyone in the primal chaos world. We won't be a base for any faction. What the primal chaos world is today was fought for by Lord Domain Lord. Everyone cherishes it. Origin Dao Sky Lord nodded. All the cultivators in the primal chaos world knew that the primal chaos world's limitless room for development was because of Night Sorrow. Therefore, they were very grateful and respectful. I've troubled Lord Domain Lord with these children. This is a little financial support from me to Origin Dao Sky. Night Sorrow cupped his fists at Origin Dao Sky Lord and took out a storage ring. Lord Domain Lord, you don't have to do this. You've given me a lot of face by teaching these 4 children. I don't know how envious those fellows are. Forget about the financial support. Origin Dao Sky Lord said with a smile. That was the truth. Origin Dao Sky Lord was teaching Night Sorrow's 4 good seedlings alone. Tang Jianfeng and the others were very envious. It's not like that. In my heart, apart from the God-slaying team and the Nine Heavens army, the most worthy force in the primal chaos realm is the primal Tao God. For countless years, the primal Tao God has maintained the stability of the world of reincarnation. This is something that no other force can do. Take it. Yi Shang stuffed the storage ring into the primal Tao Lord's hand. Master, my father's family is very big. You should take it. Yi Shaluo said. That's good. In the future, when the primal chaos world needs Origin Tao Sky's help, they will have the strength to fight. Origin Tao Sky Lord nodded. After spending a day with his children, Knight Sorrow arrived at the Qing Emperor's imperial court and the Nine Chong Pavilion. Seeing Knight Sorrow, Nu Lin and the others were very excited. Knight Sorrow was the soul of their army. With Knight Sorrow around, they would be invincible. Commander, we're too bored. We want to conquer the celestial realm. Nu Lin said. All right. Nine Heavens Army, move to Star Moon Lake. We want to conquer the world again. Knight Sorrow looked at the soldiers of Nine Heavens Army and said. Chapter 1760. Yes, sir. The arena was filled with the sound of armor being knocked on. Nu Lin, Qin Leitang, and Ning, Wei Wei, Ji Feng, Qi Wang, and Qi Wang were all filled with fighting spirit. They were soldiers, and war was their destiny. Nu Lin, these are the resources I have prepared for everyone. Remember, resources are meant to be used. If you don't use them, the Holy Spirit stones are no different from rocks. Strength and combat power are actually life. They are the capital to ensure survival, Knight Sorrow said to Endeavor. After giving out some instructions, Knight Sorrow left the Qing Emperor's dynasty and returned to the celestial realm. He arrived at the Night Moon Villa. Bringing the Nine Heavens army to the celestial realm was Knight Sorrow's idea back in the desolate city. If he had a good relationship with Lin Piaomiao and the stability of the Star Moon Lake, he would be able to develop. Development required protection. Knight Sorrow had high hopes for the God-slaying team and the Nine Heavens army. The God-slaying team was also a part of the Nine Heavens army. Knight Sorrow could afford to raise an army. Not to mention one. Even a few wouldn't be a problem because the resources of a realm weren't as abundant as Knight Sorrow's. When they arrived at the Night Moon Villa, Knight Sorrow called for Ghost Monkey and asked Red to bring him to the Star Moon Lake. Ghost Monkey would explain the current situation in the celestial realm to the Nine Heavens army as a guide. Knight Sorrow, are you planning to develop fully? Lin Piaomiao asked when she saw that Knight Sorrow had sent Red and Ghost Monkey away. Yes, I used to have concerns about the Misty Dynasty and the surrounding forces. Now this problem doesn't exist. If the East Hao Mountain and World Edge Pavilion are hostile to the Star Moon Lake, I will bring people to flatten them. As for the Misty Dynasty, I am the Lord of the Misty Dynasty, right? Knight Sorrow had a murderous look on his face when he talked about the Misty Dynasty, but he laughed when he talked about the Misty Dynasty. Not just the Overlord. In the future, I will be able to marry a daughter-in-law from the Misty Dynasty, Datura said with a chuckle. Aluo, the Nine Heavens army needs an emperor. Right now, you and Senior Sandalwood are the most likely candidates, Knight Sorrow said as he looked at Datura. 1 year. Give me 1 more year, and I can do it. Datura's eyes were filled with confidence. That's good enough. Knight Sorrow isn't far from a 3-star emperor. If he isn't an emperor, he can kill an emperor. If 2 more emperors appear in the Nine Heavens army, then it will be a strong army. Lin Piaomiao said. What we need now is time. But don't worry, we have to be patient. A few days ago, I was sorting through my storage ring and found something good. My main body's destruction attribute might improve, Knight Sorrow said. It's not the Ash God Stone? Lin Piaomiao looked at Knight Sorrow. No, I have a destruction origin stone in my storage ring. I actually forgot about it. A few days ago, I was planning to send some resources back to the 9 regions world. When I was sorting it out, I found it. I'm studying it now. Knight Sorrow explained the situation. Knight Sorrow had indeed forgotten about it. It was the Thunder Core Iron that he had given to his wife when he helped the fallen Jun Yunan in the Heaven and Earth Pagoda. It was given to him by his wife, the daughter of the Wu Ling Mountain Lord, Wen Yu. The destruction origin stone is a good thing. Datira and Lin Piamiao looked at each other because Lin Piamiao had given one to Datira. Yes. If I let go of the restraints and use my soul power to guide it, the destruction origin stone contains a lot of power of heaven and earth. If this continues, my destruction attribute will enter the 2-star Emperor realm soon. Knight Sorrow said. He was very confident in himself. The destruction origin stone is very rare and has different levels. Usually it contains the power of will. Very few have the power of heaven and earth. The one you got should be a top-level one. This is a good thing, Lin Piamiao said. After staying at the Night Moon Villa for 2 days, Knight Sorrow and Lin Piamiao were about to go to the Heaven Desolate City again when Sandalwood came and went to the Night Moon Villa. Senior brother. Knight Sorrow was very happy to see Sandalwood. When he went to the Qing Emperor's dynasty, Knight Sorrow checked and found that there was someone in the Heavy Flower Palace, but Sandalwood was not there. Junior brother, I was worried that you wouldn't be here. You really are here. Sandalwood went up and patted Knight Sorrow's shoulder heavily. Yes, I almost left. Senior brother, have a seat. Chuyu 6 senior sister, let's have a family feast today. Knight Sorrow gave up on the idea of leaving. All right. Since senior brother is here, you brothers should have a drink, Sikong Chuyu said with a smile. Thank you, sister-in-law. Sandalwood clasped his fists at Sikong Chuyu. Knight Sorrow introduced Lin Piamiao to Sandalwood. Sandalwood clasped his fists at Lin Piamiao. Sandalwood thanks the War Emperor for taking care of my junior brother in the Chaos Realm. You're welcome. No wonder you two are so close. Lin Piamiao nodded at Sandalwood with a look of admiration. Sandalwood had a strong fighting spirit. The first impression he gave off was that he was a tough guy. I went back to the Qing Emperor's dynasty. Since senior brother is not in the Heavy Flower Palace, I did not disturb senior sister, Knight Sorrow said. Recently, I've been busy with my cultivation and looking for a breakthrough. I'm here to discuss something with you, junior brother. Sandalwood said. Senior brother, please speak your mind. Knight Sorrow was a little puzzled. His senior brother didn't ask for help easily. He didn't know what he wanted to discuss, but he would agree to it no matter what it was. Senior brother, I'm going back to the 9 Heavens Army. The situation is different now. Back then, I left the 9 Heavens Army to you. You could fight and rise together. Now that you're busy, I want to fight with my old brothers, Sandalwood said. That's it? I thought you were going to teach someone a lesson. Let's go back after drinking. The invincible commander of the 9 Heavens Army is back. New Lin and the others will be overjoyed. Knight Sorrow was overjoyed. The first commander of the 9 Heavens Army was Sandalwood. Sandalwood's return was definitely something worth celebrating. No, it's not like that. Senior brother, you don't want to be a commander. Back then, I told you that you would be the commander of the 9 Heavens Army. Facts have proven that the 9 Heavens Army under your leadership is developing at a different pace than when I was leading it. So you're the most suitable one. I just want to go back and be a small soldier, Sandalwood said. The 7 commanders of the 9 Heavens Army are fixed. There's no such thing as a commander. Senior brother, you're the most suitable one to be the commander, Knight Sorrow said. X/X/X/X/Y/G no, that won't do. Sandalwood shook his head. You two are really conflicted. Senior brother Sandalwood, you can just go back and be the deputy commander. If I enter the Imperial Realm, I'll be the deputy commander of the 9 Heavens Army too, Datira said. Yes, that's a good idea. Junior brother, what do you think? Sandalwood asked. As long as you don't mistreat senior brother, there's nothing I can't do. Then it's settled. Aluo, you can cultivate with your true body and send your clone to the 9 Heavens Army. You should know a bit about the Celestial Realm situation and the areas suitable for training. Knight Sorrow looked at Datira. Chapter 1761. Sure. That's not a problem. As for assimilation, it shouldn't be too difficult. Knight Sorrow nodded. The soldiers of 9 Heavens Army and Dark Abyss all knew about the relationship between Knight Sorrow and Datira, so they wouldn't reject it. Everyone drank a lot during the banquet. Seeing the development of 9 regions world and chaos realm, Night Sorrow was very happy. He told Sandalwood and Datura that his main body was cultivating in Night Moon Villa. If anything happened, they could call him. Night Sorrow's doppelganger and Lin Piaomiao left for Heavenly Desolate City. Night Sorrow didn't know what Pu Luo and Great Demon King were doing over the past few days. They arrived at Heavenly Desolate City's Imperial Teleportation Formation. Sitting on it, Yishang and Mandela arrived at Heavenly Desolate City and went to Yishang's courtyard. Pu Luo and Great Demon King were still in Night Sorrow's courtyard. Pu Luo rolled up his sleeves and held a carving knife, working. Elder Pu Luo, you're not done yet? Night Sorrow looked at Pu Luo and asked. Just call Pu Luo. You guys came back so quickly. You have to be serious when carving the Tao Te Ching. You have to be sincere in your heart. This will have some effect. Pu Luo seriously carved the Tao Te Ching on a brick. Everything's done? This is yours. Great Demon King threw a storage ring to Night Sorrow. Read novels for free for a long time X. I told you, the Ash Godstone is for you. Night Sorrow threw the storage ring back to Great Demon King. Just take it. It's suitable for you. I have no use for it. Great Demon King threw the storage ring back to Night Sorrow. Night Sorrow glanced at Great Demon King and put away the storage ring. Why don't you take a look? Don't you have any expectations? Great Demon King looked at Night Sorrow with dissatisfaction. Let me take a look first. Night Sorrow smiled and opened the storage ring given to him by the Great Demon King. There were 2 glowing purple stones that piqued his interest because he could sense what they were. The Void Origin Stone looked the same as the Destruction Origin Stone. The only difference was that they contained different attributes of energy. This treasure of yours is not bad, Night Sorrow said, holding the Void Origin Stone. Ha ha ha. Although I am not as fast as you when it comes to looting treasures, I am still quite capable, the Great Demon King said with a chuckle. Night Sorrow asked, have there been any movements from those guys recently? Do we have a chance to make a move? We didn't have a chance to do anything. They are so shameless now. Those fellas are together every day. But we have a new target. But since you didn't come back, we didn't do anything. The Great Demon King said. What's the situation with that target? Night Sorrow asked Pu Luo. It is time to teach him a lesson. He is also a shameless old man who takes advantage of his seniority to take care of weak forces. So what if he eats it? His table manners are terrible. Pu Luo nodded. Make him spit it out if his table manners are terrible. We will make a move tonight. Night Sorrow made his decision. After hearing Night Sorrow's words, everyone was excited, including the new members, Ruisi and Yuzhu. Night Sorrow, we haven't done anything yet. Let's try it out tonight, Yuzhu said. What's the plan? Ruisi looked at Night Sorrow and asked. Do we still need a plan? There are 6 of us, and the 5 of you are experts. You won't be any weaker than the other party. The 5 of us will work together. As long as one of us gets the right item, the mission will be completed, Night Sorrow said. Yeah. The 5 of us need a plan to get a piece of trash. Pu Luo, your Vajra area is the strongest. You suppress it, and we will work together, the Great Demon King said. Okay, we don't have to hug the other party this time. The last few times were so disgusting, Pu Luo said. They brewed tea and chatted as they waited for night to fall to make their move. Li Zongyuan and the others were still together. They were also in a dilemma. They didn't dare to separate, especially Yu Chu. He had been shot twice by Night Sorrow and the others. Night Sorrow, Pu Luo, and the Great Demon King Lantern couldn't make a move, but they were all embarrassed. They were the elders of the human race, but they didn't dare to act alone. They were worse than the weaklings of the celestial realm. Why don't we negotiate? Yu Chu couldn't take it anymore. Have you heard of Night Sorrow negotiating with the Demon-Winged clan? He asked for 60 million Saint Spirit Stones and a lot of resources. In the end, the Demon-Winged clan didn't get anything. If we negotiate with him, I think he will cheat us, Li Zongyuan said. But if we continue like this, we will lose face, Yu Chu said. Yu Chu said. He felt that since he had been slapped twice, Yishang and Pu Luo wouldn't make things too difficult for him. Don't worry, they don't dare to separate, Li Zongyuan said. Li Zongyuan knew that others could negotiate, but he couldn't. He was the leader of this group. Night Sorrow and the others wouldn't let him go easily. Night Sorrow and the others hadn't left yet. Yu Chu came looking for an excuse to leave Li Zongyuan's place. He wanted to try to negotiate with Night Sorrow and the others. You still dare to come here? Pu Luo took out his brick. The Great Demon King also took out his brick from behind his back. Don't. I'm not here to cause trouble. I'm here to negotiate. How can you let me go? Yu Chu quickly waved his hand. At this moment, Pu Luo's brick was only 2 feet away from his head. Night Sorrow, do you want to negotiate? The Great Demon King stood behind Yu Chu, cutting off his escape route. We can't kill him with a brick. If he can change, then we can still negotiate, Night Sorrow said to the Great Demon King. If you want to negotiate, sure. Sincerity, we need sincerity, the Great Demon King said. His tone was exactly the same as Night Sorrow's negotiation with the Demon-Winged clan. Sincerity? After being extorted twice, I really don't have any resources left, Yu Chu said with a bitter face. That won't do. We have 6 people here. Wasting time with you every day is mentally and physically exhausting, Pu Luo said. Elder Pu Luo, you can't do this. Yu Chu was shocked because he didn't expect Pu Luo to be like this. Pu Luo was the elder of the law enforcement sect, one of the core figures of the Tianhuang city. But now he didn't hesitate to slap the brick. So what if he's the elder of the law enforcement sect? Li Zongyuan is the elder of the law enforcement sect. What has he done? Night Sorrow, what do you think we should do? Pu Luo looked at Night Sorrow. First of all, the 6 of us 2 million Saint Spirit Stones each. Then, we have to make some promises that we won't do anything immoral. Most importantly, we won't mix with Li Zongyuan anymore, Night Sorrow said. 2 million Saint Spirit Stones each. Hurry up and send them over. As for the promises, it's not important. If you dare to mess around again, we can continue the auction. We can't wait to have this opportunity again, the Great Demon King said and stepped aside. Yu Chu nodded and left. He could accept 10 or 20 million Saint Spirit Stones to solve the problem. Chapter 1762. Very good. This is a good sign. If he quits, Li Zongyuan's small gang will be in trouble. Pu Luo put away the gold brick. Is this really okay? We're not just blackmailing him. This is extortion. He won't complain to the Grand Elder or the 7 elders, right? Reese asked worriedly. Do you want the 2 million or not? If you don't want it, we'll each pay 2.4 million. The Great Demon King looked at Reese and said, What are you afraid of? We're not afraid. Are you going soft? Pu Luo looked at Reese and said, Elder Reese, we're not blackmailing him. We're teaching him to be careful. It's just a small price to pay. This is good for him and for us. Night Sorrow said, That's true. This is a good thing. We've never done this before. But Night Sorrow, you're right. Reese nodded. Let's go. Now we have to deal with that ugly Lu Donghui, Pu Luo said. The 6 of them left. The brick team was getting bigger and bigger. Lu Donghui's strength was at the bottom of the human elders list. Under Pu Luo's King Kong area, he couldn't resist at all. A few bricks hit his head. Night Sorrow and the Great Demon King hit the back of Lu Donghui's head with bricks. Pu Luo hit his face directly, and Lu Donghui fell to the ground like noodles. Lin Piaomiao didn't plan to do anything. She stood guard outside and watched for any sudden changes. Reese and Yu Zhu were holding the bricks in a daze. They didn't hit them because Night Sorrow and the other 2 were too fast. You guys are too embarrassed to hit them? In the future, other than Elder Lin, no one else can hit them. The resources you get will be halved, the Great Demon King said. What kind of rule is this, Great Demon King? Reese was confused. This is to tell you that if you follow us, you won't get anything if you're thin-skinned. If you're thick-skinned, you can eat as much as you want, the Great Demon King said. That's what it means. But I should correct you. You have to do justice for the heavens. Pu Luo nimbly took Lu Donghui's storage ring, and the Great Demon King also seized Lu Donghui's weapon. Under everyone's shocked gazes, Yu Zhu stepped forward, bent down and smashed a brick into Lu Donghui's face. A crisp sound rang out, and Lu Donghui's nose was flattened. Not to mention the teeth in his mouth, they were all deflated. Yu Zhu, do you have a grudge against Lu Donghui? Pu Luo asked Yu Zhu. No. Yu Zhu wiped the brick on Lu Donghui's robe and said, That's enough. You have a good understanding of the word responsibility. Let's call it a day. Pu Luo gave Yu Zhu a thumbs up. Then the few of them left. It only took a moment for them to leave as quickly as they came. Starter on the top floor of the tower where the Grand Elder was. The Grand Elder and the 7th Elder were standing in front of a window. These guys are now organized and have a plan. Being targeted by them is bad luck, Lu Qi said. Although it can be troublesome, it is also a way to purify the atmosphere. They won't provoke those who have no bad records. They have a measure in their hearts, the Grand Elder said as he looked outside the tower. In addition, their small team is very cohesive. If there is a battle in the future, they will be the backbone of our Tianhuang city, Lu Qi said. After cleaning up the Tianhuang city, they will move to the divine capital. Although Night Sorrow does not belong to our Tianhuang city, he has made great contributions to the human race. Whether it is suppressing Mo Tianji's body or taking back the human emperor's seal, any one of them is very meaningful. So there should be room for him to develop in the divine capital. You have a clone in the divine capital. Let King Yewu know. The Grand Elder said to Lu Qi. Let King Yewu arrange it directly? Lu Qi was stunned. Yes, after Yan Wushuang's accident, he was a little depressed and did not care about the world. Night Sorrow has taken Yan Wushuang's inheritance. This should be let him know. The Grand Elder confirmed the arrangement. Okay, then Lu Qi will go see King Yewu tonight. Lu Qi nodded. Little 7, your strength is not a problem, but it won't do if you don't interact with the older generation. Interacting with King Yewu is also a start for you, the Grand Elder said to Lu Qi. Lu Qi will do his best. Lu Qi nodded. The giants of the Demon Wing clan are very strong. Now, our city lord can control the situation. But the future situation can't depend on the city lord alone. So the Grand Elders have gone out to seek breakthroughs. They will either die or return. In this situation, you have to take on some responsibilities. Pu Luo, the Great Demon King, and Lin Piaomiao are all very outstanding. But because they are young, they are not very stable. They need some time, the Grand Elder said to Lu Qi. Lu Qi understands. My clone is now at the city lord's residence, Lu Qi said. The Shindu city was the first city in the celestial realm. It was the most prosperous city and the core of human civilization. It was not easy to establish a foothold in the Shindu city. It was mainly because of ideology. The city lord of the Shindu city was called King Yewu. King Yewu loved to fight, so the city he was in charge of was not restricted to fighting. If you had the ability, you could survive. If not, you could get out of the Shindu city. So the relationships in the Shindu city were very complicated. Some forces had to work together to survive. King Yewu almost did not care about the affairs in the city. But some things that crossed the line were not done. If they dared to betray the human race, they would be killed. Lu Qi stood in front of the city lord's residence and stopped for a while. Then he entered. The guards recognized Lu Qi and did not stop him. The city lord's residence was very big. Lu Qi went to the Yawu mountain in the city lord's residence. The Yawu mountain was where King Yewu cultivated and lived. Not many people were qualified to see him. The human patriarchs were qualified, but they could only wait at the foot of the mountain. It was hard to say whether they could see him or not. It depended on King Yewu's mood. Lu Qi sat quietly in the pavilion at the foot of the Yawu mountain. He was the law enforcement patriarch of the Tianhuang city and the Shindu city, but he had only seen King Yewu a few times. It was like he had never seen the city lord of the Tianhuang city. While Lu Qi was thinking, a man in a purple robe appeared in the pavilion. He wore a purple gold crown. His eyes were like the sun and moon of the Zhongshan River. There was no aura coming from him. He glanced at Lu Qi and sat down on the main seat. Lu Qi, how can someone of your level be so emotional? Greetings, City Lord. I was thinking about something. Lu Qi stood up and bowed to King Yewu. The man in the purple robe raised one hand and gestured at Lu Qi. Sit down and talk. I did not sense anything wrong with the Tianhuang city. There is nothing wrong with the Shindu city either. I am here to talk to you about something. It is also the Grand Elder's idea. A young man may come to the Shindu city to develop, Lu Qi said. Survival of the fittest, King Yewu said. Chapter 1763. What did you say? The purple-robed King Yewu stood up. His name is Night Sorrow. He received the inheritance of the unparalleled Sword Emperor. Before the unparalleled Sword Emperor's soul dissipated, he took him in as a disciple. The main thing is that he's a good seedling, Lu Qi said. It doesn't matter if he's a good seedling or not. What matters is that he's unparalleled's disciple, Fun Tian. King Yewu shouted in the other direction of Yawa Mountain. His voice was like a wave that enveloped the entire mountain. At this time, a man in golden clothes appeared. He flashed and appeared outside the pavilion. Master, what do you want me to do? Go and investigate a person called Night Sorrow. I want all his information. King Yewu looked at the man in golden clothes and said. When Lu Qi saw the man in golden clothes appear, he knew that King Yewu attached great importance to this matter. The man in golden clothes rarely appeared. In the past, every time he appeared, there would be a storm of blood. He was King Yewu's only disciple, Fun Tian. He used the Big Dipper sword and was very famous in Shindu City. Bowing to King Yewu, the golden-robed man Fun Tian left. Lu Qi, how much do you know? King Yewu asked. Lu Qi told him everything he knew. The Merit Emperor's merit power is the power of the human emperor. He has no problem controlling the human emperor's seal. I didn't expect Unparalleled to take in such a disciple before his soul perished. I'm very happy. King Yewu squinted his eyes and looked at the sky. I don't understand, Lu Qi said. Go ahead. King Yewu looked away. Many people know that the Unparalleled Sword Emperor went to the Demon Wing clan. Why didn't he go and help? Lu Qi felt that it was unfair for Yan Wushuang. He didn't need help at all. If Wushuang wanted to leave and come back, even if his body was destroyed by the tribulation of the 7 emperors, it wouldn't be difficult for his nascent soul to come back. Therefore, there was no need for help. I just didn't expect him to be entangled with the demon-winged clan for so many years. It was a mistake. King Yewu clenched his right hand, and a dark cloud in the sky in the distance was destroyed. Then Lu Qi understands. Lu Qi now knew that the humans of Heavenly Desolate City and God's capital city had not given up on Yan Wushuang. After he finished speaking, Lu Qi left. He understood why the Grand Elder had told him to say that Night Sorrow had obtained Yan Wushuang's inheritance. Without this, King Yewu would have been too lazy to care. He had started talking about the survival of the fittest. After he talked about the relationship between Night Sorrow and Yan Wushuang, King Yewu's attitude changed. In Tianhuang City, Lu Qi told the Grand Elder about King Yewu's reaction, and made a decision. That's for sure. The two of them are sworn brothers. Night Sorrow has Yan Wushuang's inheritance. King Yewu will definitely attach great importance to him, the Grand Elder said with a smile. Grand Elder, now that Ethereal, Puluo, and the Great Demon King have a good relationship with Night Sorrow, if King Yewu protects him a little more, his background will be strong enough. His development should be very smooth, Lu Qi said. Night Sorrow is someone who can go through storms, but he is ignorant about some things. In his heart, Star Moon Lake and his own realm are the most important things. He has level 9 merit power, and will be the core of the human race. Therefore, friendship and the care of elders are especially important. He will have a sense of belonging. How will you deal with Li Zongyuan's matter? The Grand Elder looked at Lu Qi. Let's mess with him first. When he's done, there's no point in him existing. Let him go back to where he came from. Lu Qi said his thoughts long ago. He was in charge of the rules and discipline, so he would deal with such things. However, the things he dealt with in the past were not as high as they were now. The Grand Elder nodded. He trusted Lu Qi because Lu Qi was decisive in killing. If he didn't like him, he wouldn't show any mercy. Night Sorrow's small courtyard was of a lower standard. It couldn't be compared to the residences of the commanders and elders, but it was already the base of the small team. No wonder you were willing to do this, Pa. This time that old bastard's face changed. Yu Zhu, who had hit Lu Donghui with a brick, was still excited. Yu Zhu, it's good that you have a strong attitude, but it's wrong to gloat. Do you want your happiness to be built on other people's pain? Pu Luo looked at Yu Zhu and said, Yu Zhu didn't know what to say. Pu Luo's words made sense. But soon, we won't be able to play in Tianhuang City. We have to change places. Happiness is everywhere. Pu Luo changed the topic. Pu Luo, what do you mean? Whatever I say is wrong. What you say is right. Yu Zhu glared at Pu Luo. Did I say something wrong? Things can be done, but it's boring to talk about it. We still need to cover up our shame. Demon King, am I right? Pu Luo looked at the Demon King. Whatever you say. The Demon King looked at Pu Luo. Then you will be happier. Pu Luo replied to the Great Demon King. While they were chatting, Yu Chu came and handed Night Sorrow a storage ring. After checking it, Night Sorrow nodded. Okay, let's call it quits. Wait. Yu Chu, God is watching. Don't go overboard. If God doesn't punish you, you will. Pu Luo stopped Yu Chu, who was about to leave. Yu Chu nodded at Pu Luo. Don't feel pressured. You've done a lot of bad things in the past, but this time you've done something. Today is the end, but also the beginning. The heavenly Tao has a cycle of reincarnation. This matter is actually a cycle of reincarnation for you. It's not a bad thing because you have another chance to stand up straight, Yishan said to Yu Chu. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Knight, for clearing my doubts. Yu Chu is enlightened. I owe you a favor. Yu Chu bowed at Night Sorrow and left. In the celestial realm, Master was a title for those with high cultivation and high status. Mr. was a title of respect and reverence. Pu Luo, Demon King, you two are right. Compared to Night Sorrow, you're too weak. You took the Holy Spirit stones in exchange for gratitude and a favor. Yu Zhu said. Night Sorrow wasn't joking this time. We wanted to punish and warn him, but Night Sorrow wanted to educate him. He wanted to give him a new belief that Yu Chu wouldn't have any problems in the future. Pu Luo said. Yes, we didn't have enough awareness. It's not enough to cure a patient. The Demon King was touched. You two are too serious. I just said a few words from my heart. I didn't expect it to affect him so much. Night Sorrow said. Who do you think will be the second to negotiate? The Demon King asked. No matter who it is, it won't be Li Zongyuan. Pu Luo smiled. It better not be him. His Haitian dynasty isn't far from the ethereal realm. It's more suitable for Night Sorrow to develop. Lin Pumiao said. Chapter 1764. Commander Xiao, you came knocking on my door? The Great Demon King took out his weapon. Calm down. I have no ill intentions. Night Sorrow, it was my mistake to banish you last time. I won't say that I was blinded by others. A mistake is a mistake. However, you can't treat Tianhuang City as an enemy because of my mistake and cause chaos in Tianhuang City. State your conditions. If I can do it, I'll do it. You can stop, Xiao Jun said. Elder Xiao, what have you been doing these past few days? Pu Luo asked. Although I left the cliff of reflection, I was still meditating. Xiao Jun explained his situation. We took care of a few people. Now let me tell you. Li Zongyuan, Zhu Chao, Yu Chu, Lu Donghui and Ban. What do you think of their characters? Do you think we were messing around? You are overthinking. Pu Luo said. If we were to mess around and have no principles, you would be the first person we would look for. The Great Demon King said. Zhu Chao, Yu Chu and Lu Donghui. I understand. Night Sorrow, I owe you. I will do as you say. Xiao Jun looked at Night Sorrow and said. Since Elder Xiao is here, I will say a few words. First of all, the matter between Bai Qiuyuan and I will not be resolved. I hope Elder Xiao will not interfere. Night Sorrow made his first request. Bai Qiuyuan's character is terrible. He made up stories and framed me. It's good enough that I didn't look for him, much less protect him. Xiao Jun nodded. In addition, I would like to remind Elder Xiao. It's not wrong for you to work hard for the human race, but you must give people a chance. There are two sides to good and evil. You must be more patient with the human race. Night Sorrow said, "This is my negligence. I will learn from it. As for the other compensation, you can name it." Xiao Jun nodded and accepted Night Sorrow's suggestion. "There's no need for compensation. Elder Xiao, you have gained enlightenment. This matter has a perfect ending. Although I suffered a little, it was also a trip of opportunity." Night Sorrow shook his head. He did not accept Xiao Jun's compensation. Xiao Jun was radical in his handling of matters, but his starting point was not wrong. "What's going on?" Sigh. Xiao Jun sighed and turned to leave. "Night Sorrow, you did the right thing. Xiao Jun really can't be dealt with," the Great Demon King said. "I don't plan to teach him a lesson. I won't lead you guys into a ditch," Night Sorrow said with a smile. "Well said. What should we do next?" Reese asked. He had joined the team because he was worried that the core of the team, Night Sorrow, would cause trouble. "What should we do now?" "Divide the resources." Night Sorrow walked to the center of the courtyard and opened Yu Chu's storage ring. He transferred the 12 million Saint Spirit stones to the center of the courtyard, then stretched out his arm and cut the Saint Spirit stones into 6 piles. "You guys can choose first, I'll take last." The few of them immediately packed up the Holy Spirit stones and left, leaving behind a pile of Night Sorrows. Night Sorrow put his pile into his storage ring. "Reese, if you can't do it next time, don't take the Holy Spirit stones." The Great Demon King glanced at Reese. While the few of them were talking, Li Zongyuan received news that Yu Chu and Night Sorrow were negotiating. This made him extremely angry because the people around him were already weak, and now there was one less person. /N4x5Z version 1H1D. However, Li Zongyuan had no way to stop this. He went to see the Grand Elder and Lu Qi again. The Grand Elder did not see him, but Lu Qi did. This time, Lu Qi did not avoid the question. He directly said that he did not care. He did not want to avoid the question anymore. After receiving a clear answer from Lu Qi, Li Zongyuan left in a huff. Lu Qi clearly did not want to care about him. Li Zongyuan returned to his residence, and was furious again because Zhu Chao had also run away. Li Zongyuan left his residence and went to Night Sorrow's courtyard to investigate. It was as he had expected. Zhu Chao was in Night Sorrow's courtyard, negotiating with Night Sorrow and the others. Li Zongyuan thought for a moment and returned to his residence. He told Ban and Lu Donghui to leave quickly. He packed up and left. He knew that if he stayed any longer, he would suffer. After receiving the compensation from Zhu Chao, Night Sorrow and the others felt that it was enough. It was not a problem to directly kill Li Zongyuan. They rushed to Li Zongyuan's residence like a swarm of bees, but Li Zongyuan was nowhere to be seen. They went to capture Lu Donghui and Ban again. Night Sorrow and the others found that Ban and Lu Donghui had also disappeared. "These bastards are quite fast." "Night Sorrow, when do you plan to take down Li Zongyuan's Ocean Sky Dynasty?" the Great Demon King said. He was a warmonger in his bones. "There's no rush. My men are still growing. They still need some time. Remember, that territory is mine," Yishan said as he looked at the others. "Got it. It's yours. You decide when to attack." The Great Demon King nodded. Now that the Tianhuang city is almost done, the Grand Elder and the 7 clan elders will not be able to handle it. Puluo said, "We have to know when to stop. Let's go to the Divine Capital. Night Sorrow has no territory in the Divine Capital. What should we say?" The Great Demon King looked at them and asked, "Each of you will give us some territory." Yuzhu said, "No need. I will take whatever I want from my opponents. It's not fun to take from my friends." Night Sorrow shook his head and rejected. While they were talking, Fen Tian returned to Yawu Mountain and reported to King Yawu about Night Sorrow. After listening to Fen Tian's report, King Yawu paced back and forth and thought, Wu Shuang is good. He took in such a heaven-defying disciple. "Master, this guy is the Merit Emperor, but what he has done is not flattering. He brought a few clan elders of the Heavenly Wasteland City and caused a ruckus in the Heavenly Wasteland City. A few clan elders were hit by them with a specially refined brick. Not only did they hit them, they even robbed them. Currently, there are 4 or 5 human clan elders who have been attacked. The one with the highest level is the law enforcement clan elder Li Zongyuan. This is a skill. It's the core no matter where he goes. If he's really unreasonable, the Grand Elder and Lu Qi will not let him do as he pleases. King Yao shook his head. Lu Qi said that he wants to develop in the divine capital. Then, the divine capital will be in a mess. Fen Tian said. Fen Tian, you're just looking at the surface. The Merit Emperor has merit. How can he mess around? At his level, there will no longer be anything that will harm his merit. Even if it seems wrong, it will become right in the end. The people he takes care of will definitely have bad records, because people with good conduct will only feel close to him, and will not have bad feelings. King Yawa glanced at Fen Tian and said, Master, do you mean that if he slit someone's throat with a knife, the person who got his throat slit must be killed? Fen Tian did not quite understand, so he gave an example. That's right. Good people will not be able to trigger his killing intent. If they are killed, they have a reason to be killed. All right, clean up a place for him in the divine capital. It's about time. I have to give this senior uncle whom I haven't met yet a gift. King Yao was said to Fen Tian. You're tuning in to the Echoes of the Heart YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.